So, Shenanigoons, who would like to give me a recap of last session? What happened?
Well, my character remembers that you guys almost got murdered by cats, so...
And then we murked the cats and almost tried to murk you.
Yeah, and then you got hold person. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got to play your character and flame everything to death.
That's the point.
And then we delivered the letter in Kukunik, right?
Yeah, in Caracol.
And then we went up to the next Care Dunwall, right?
No, Care Dunwall first.
Okay, so Care Dunwall, then Kukunik, and we just got maps from the dog sled lady plus an extra dog sled to find the way to all.
Who tried to sleep with me and I said no.
You wanted her, don't lie.
Yep. y'all left Goodmead,
You have to
leaving Dane as the new town speaker, and decided to go up with East Haven's town speaker's right-hand guard, split off from you to go tell the town speaker in East Haven what you guys had done. You decided to head north, continue on to Care Denival, then over to Care Koenig. Not spending too much time in Care Denival, but on your way north to Care Koenig, you encountered some crag cats, and it looked like your Leon Ice was almost forfeit when out of nowhere with an RKO, a Duergar came in and kind of helped you out a little bit. Darman, you invited him along, continued on to Care Koenig, and decided to try to find a way to get to the Sea of Moving Ice, stumbling across a merchant inside of a general store. The Duergar, disguised as a dwarf, saw maps and dog sleds on the wall and old drawings, paintings of someone, and found out that the proprietor of that general store was a famous sledder who had mapped out sled trails all across Icewind Dale. So you procured a map of all her sled trails, met back in the hook, line, and sinker, had a night of revelry, went to bed, became level 8, woke up, one of you with a level of exhaustion because of
the
grubby hands. And it is a new day. You realize that even though he didn't talk a whole lot, role play a whole lot, or interact too much, was very faithful in combat. Nickel shows up with a renewed sense of vigor as you all wake up the next morning. So we'll introduce your character momentarily.
Okay.
Yeah. So, rest of the Shenanigoons. Care Koenig, and the day is yours, and it is dark and cold.
It's definitely the north then.
If you haven't guessed.
Cold and dark and cloudy.
Well, boys, should we take a look at these maps and figure our game plan out? What put you in such a good mood today, Nickel? You was like jumping out of your gears.
I don't know. It's just a new day.
You found a robot lady.
Where we think something, got his main gear up.
Kirk, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
14. Hold on, I have...
A modifier.
Yes. 15 total.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And that section of the recording is going to be nothing but...
Yep,
Just
exactly.
realized.
So the map is in the chat.
Okay. I was gonna say that roll I made last week. You want me to make that roll again?
Oh, you did it at the very end of the session?
I did it at the very beginning of the session last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. You're not rolling again.
No? Okay.
That was a Dane thing.
Okay. No, but was it?
Mm-hmm. That was a Dane thing.
No, not that. It's the other roll. Just check Messenger real quick. It'll help you.
God damn it.
Check messenger.
DM grumblings.
Right.
If you'd like to do it every day, that's fine.
I didn't know you wanted me to do it or not. But given circumstances.
I would say no, because there hasn't been any other info.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still holding fast to the initial.
Sounds good to me. I will keep it for now then.
Yeah. Because that'll get tedious.
Alright, I've got the map pulled up, by the way. Anybody?
I've got it.
Yes. So, I'm going to throw this down. I didn't print out a big one for y'all. I figured y'all could just look at that and point at it. If you look in the chat, just so you can follow along, if you'd like, and scroll up a bit, there's a picture of 10 towns with red lines all over it. Okay. Those are the sled trails that were mapped out.
Yes, I did see this. Which seem to follow most of the creeks.
Which makes sense.
Absolutely does. Well, we're looking for this Frostmaiden, aren't we, boys? I think heading towards that sea of moving ice might be a good bet. I've heard from people that she was out that way.
Well, we got some information that there were followers of her fate that they were trying to find some sort of scepter or spear or some long, hard, straight object out buried under the ice up there. So fair assumptions would be to head up that way, but we do have to deliver this lantern back in Bryn Shander too.
Well, I mean, we could try and swing through Bryn Shander and then just follow the road, but I feel like that's probably going to take longer. What lantern anyway? It doesn't seem to matter much, does it?
Well, it's for one of the taverns out back that way. I mean, we could possibly forego that for a little bit.
Is there anything else for us to do in Bryn Shander?
Well, a former party member of us was having something being made. I think it was a dagger of an ice troll claw or something like that. That should be ready by times we gets there. As he takes a look down at his hairy wrist and
Counting the frickers.
My character's leading. Could always use a new dagger.
yeah, but Bryn Shander from here is going to take us at least a good day's travel.
We do have this map. I mean, the map might be able to help us get some faster dogs. We'll be alright.
Well,
Leon also speaks up and says there are axe beaks too.
yeah, I mean, if we took axe beaks, it would be fast as well. We wouldn't be able to carry as much equipment, so it might speed us up, not having to carry as much.
He says true.
How much is an axe beak, though?
From this town?
Pretty
No.
cheap.
Y'all never inquired.
My character's gonna look at you and he's gonna say, "Well, if you go flirt with that pretty lady that wanted you last night, maybe she can help us out for a lower price."
She did mention last night when you guys were talking if you needed some dogs or a sled to come swing by her place.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if they're her dogs, they're probably a bit better trained than the Axbeaks. I mean, it might be a prudent idea to take another sled and trade the Axbeak in. I mean...
It's your lady. I'm not going to talk to her.
It's not my lady.
You woke up with exhaustion for some reason, so you're
He's
a
got
little
that,
tired.
he has that LBE. Little Bard energy.
You know, fun fact, the little people have regular proportion members.
The small
They have
is
friends.
actually big for us.
Well, we could swing by her shop and ask her what she could hook us up with. I could, you know, maybe flirt a little bit, I suppose, if it gets us a better deal.
And then, hearing this, my character just stands up, grabs the maps in his arm, starts walking out the door towards the shop.
Okay.
What you do?
Nickel, what are you doing?
I'm just tagging along.
Tagging along?
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on what everyone's talking about? Like, whether to go to Bryn Shander or go straight to the Sea of Moving Ice?
I feel like we should go to Bryn Shander and then move to Sea of Moving Ice.
Okay.
If we got something to do there.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes. I mean, telepathy.
Speaks into our minds.
Well,
It's weird he hasn't said a word all morning.
Right.
It's all
it
just
is.
been.
We just hear random thoughts in our heads.
My character stops. He's like, what the fuck? And he says back with his head, he's like, you can do this too? Cool. Follow. And starts walking again.
Yep.
Uh,
So as you guys head north in Kirk, it's relatively early in the morning, probably 8 or 9. The darkness is still overhead. You're catching the last glimpses of the auroras for the night. There's a few people walking around with torches, just kind of starting their days out. But as you get closer to the Frozen Far,
Frozen Expedition.
yes.
Yeah, Frozen Far Expeditions.
Yep. As you get closer to that, you see that there's light coming from a little porthole in the door. Looks like they may be open for business. The snow is beginning to flake down a bit. It's not too windy this morning, which is a nice break as of late.
I'm going to open the door. I'm going to say, well, hello, my dear friend. We were hoping you could help us out. Have met Kirk. I'm going to push him in front.
Hello again.
Ah, Kirk. It's nice to see you again this morning. Do you have a good night?
Well, as good as one can have when exhausted.
Yeah, exhaustion will do that for you. But it's a new day, and we're all awake. And she kind of looks at Darman, and like her mouth kind of drops a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recognize you.
Do I have to redo that before?
Can I?
Yes. Disguise self? Yeah.
I'll look
You
at
slept in
him.
it. So what you're looking like is like the makeup that you did, it's like rubbing off from like sleep. So there's like gray patches underneath.
I didn't fucking think of that.
Yeah.
So I'll look at him. I'll notice this, and I'll look at her, and I'll look back and just kind of be like, he's with the party. He's fine. We have more important things to address. If we could impose upon your kindness.
Roll a persuasion with advantage because it seems like you might be buying something from her.
And while he's getting ready,
You can have to make up hand and just start working on the piece.
Well, I'm glad I had advantage. 13.
How'd you get a 13 out of that? What? That's a 4. Plus not natural, you fuck.
She says, she like shrugs her shoulders and says, "You're lucky you're cute. He's with you? Okay."
I'll take my hat and kind of
Yeah.
flirt a little bit.
And Darwin's gonna start wiping off the makeup and go, "I'm sorry for the deception. It's just we darker skinned people aren't really liked in most cities."
Your kind has kind of caused some trouble as of late. I don't mean to say your kind, but
Yeah.
those that look like you.
See, that's why I joined this party. We're trying to stop them. They're only linked to keeping them in check. So that's part of the reason I hide my face, because most people don't understand. But
It's probably a good idea inside 10 towns, honestly. I don't mean to be that kind of person, but it might be a good idea.
I'm gonna have to probably put the makeup back on before I go outside. If
But-
that's okay with you.
We talked about you might not even be going back to 10 towns, right? You wanted to try my trails?
We're thinking about it, but you
That's-
can explain better than I can.
That's the thing. See, we kind of might be needing to head back to Brinchander by fastest way possible, which we're thinking would be by dog sled, if your reckoning's correct. See, I believe I might have some sort of curse bestowed upon me that I need removed. Not to mention we have some business to wrap up there. And then we'll be heading up north to the Sea of Moving Ice by the fastest means possible as well. So if by any of your grandiose knowledge that you have, would your trails happen to be the fastest way rather than the east way?
My trails are always faster than the east way. Well, if memory serves, if you head out towards Kelvin's Cairn, out west, and then you cut south along the Dwarven Valley, it should take you, I believe, close to Brinchander, if I'm not mistaken, in the
Gabe's
map.
here. At your door.
I'll grab the map and unfurl it from. I'll rip it out of his hands and
Yeah.
unfurl the map and be like, "Oh yeah, I see the trail you're talking about there."
I'm just gonna start laying it out and just like, don't touch!
Well, fuck you too then. And not in a literal sense.
They're my maps, but you can look. Continues to unfurl them.
Right.
It's okay. My time.
Then she says, "You mentioned something about a curse?"
Well, I did pick up a couple of items, which are really good items, out of this tomb thing. And I've been told
Mistake. Continue.
that they're pretty items, and I'll hold up the ring and the wand and kind of like a...
She holds her hands up like, "Okay, buddy." No
Well,
closer.
either way, I think I might need to swing past some priestly sort to get a curse removed.
I don't know about a priest per se, but on the south end of Kirkonig, there's an old lady named Tabitha. She kind of delves into some things that some magics that her old age has kind of made us stay away from her. She might be able to help.
Well, I suppose, and I might pay her a visit then. Because then we could avoid Brinchander altogether.
You could, but you did say there's a special dagger, and that interests me.
Well, yeah, but I can't retell if it was already paid for or not.
I suppose we'll find out when we get there.
But you'll have to make sure to put that makeup on. They're not too kind to...
I'm not worried. I'm great with makeup. She couldn't tell till today, could she not?
Everybody gets one.
But on the topic of heading out, we're thinking we'd take 2 dog sleds instead of a dog sled and a axe beak.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you happen maybe by chance be willing to do us a trade? Your fastest sled for...
Well, here's the thing. My fastest sled, that axe-beak don't even compare. And she opens, she walks over to a door that's like one of those half doors, and it has the upper portion that just opens. She swings it open and cold air just blows in, and then dogs start barking all over the place, and you kind of glance out and there's a few cages and a few stakes with dogs tied to them. There's probably enough dogs there for 2 sled teams, and they're kind of separated by team. She goes, that right there, leader's Rufus. I've had him for quite a few years, and we've been around 10 towns a handful of times. He's very knowledgeable of the area, but them there, Speedy and his crew, they're pretty quick, but they're young. I trained them well, but sometimes they get sidetracked.
And I'll look at the rest of the group and be like, well, wouldn't we maybe want knowledge over speed at this point? Because we're venturing off track.
Yes, agreed.
Lemon,
Knowledge.
you're staring at me.
Just trying where am I?
You are with them in Frozen Far expeditions, trying to get a sled to leave town.
What happens to my sled?
We're trying
You have a sled.
We're
trying
getting
to get a
second.
faster one or a second one.
Another one.
Another one.
Yep.
Cake Howard.
Hey, thank you.
Well, so we're going to the what was it? Red?
Sea of Moving Ice.
Oh, I thought we were going to the glacier.
No, we're heading up north to the Sea of Moving Ice.
Well, for that, knowledge would be, let's say knowledge would be better.
What would be better?
Knowledge.
Okay.
The knowledge team.
Rufus. Rufus.
She nods. It was, You said you have an axe beak?
We do have an axe beak.
Where'd you happen to get that axe beak?
I believe we grabbed it out of Brunshander.
They take good care of their axe beaks down in Brinshander. I know the stable owner. Kind of an ass, but he's alright. Alright. I trust his work, and y'all have been pretty honest. If y'all hand over the axe beak... Wait, did you buy the axe beak, or did you rent it?
We definitely bought the axe beak. We made sure as of last time, as one of our prior party members was being rather stingy with his gold on the rentals.
And she chuckles a little bit, and she says, okay, axe beak and, say 25 gold. Would probably do you well for, and that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, I reckon I could. Yeah, I reckon so. And, me and the stable master and Rinshander go way backs. So he wouldn't have an issue with it anyway. Yeah, I figures we could do that.
So we're having two dog
2
sleds.
sleds, no axe beak.
We can carry how many people per sled? 3?
Well, with 2 tiny people, we can if we had more tiny people, we could probably fit
Well,
4.
a tiny person and a dwarf.
Yeah, I'm short. My character is only 4'11", I think. It's barely
I figure you could do 2 full-size characters to a sled. And then 3-ish tiny people to a sled, or
2 tiny and 1 tall.
Yeah, you could probably fit, not super comfortable, but you could probably fit 3 grown humans. 1 mushing and 2 sitting.
They're cuddling them.
I mean, they
They're
keep them warm.
preserving.
They keep them warm
Yeah,
in
preserving bodies.
sub-zero
is the-
temperatures.
So we're gonna have Kirk just ride one of the dogs in the front.
Probably could.
Shit, I'm small enough. Yeah. And you know, I suppose, and depending on what Tabitha says too, I might ask a favors of you. We have this lantern here that needs to go to Brunchander. If Tabitha can remove this curse, I might leave it with you and ask that you deliver it to the tavern in Brunchander.
I have which tavern?
I need to pull up that. it's the one on the north
It's
side.
literally
of
the one that
town.
has lantern in the name.
It's-
East Haven. Oh look, British Haven, the one I didn't pick up. And it's
that
not
does-
marked on this map.
It is not.
Did I put it in here? In my notes.
Siri doesn't know. She tried to answer though.
I mean, considering it's a lantern, I can guess it might be a gentle lantern.
I think it's the north look.
Maybe. Could be.
It's the.
I have a
tavern in the-
courier who goes down through East Haven and Brunchander up to Tourmaline and Lonelywood, delivering supplies and gathering stuff that I need.
Yeah.
I could probably make that happen. Toss me a couple extra gold and I
let you
can.
take the reward as compensance if that's fair.
What's the reward?
He didn't specify.
Did you ask?
We didn't.
Okay. Well, we'll figure that out.
But
Yeah,
me
sure.
being from the area, you know, I figure. But yeah. So we're the Oxbeak is over by the speaker's house and by the care. I'm gonna go see Tabitha and I'll leave my Druger friend here in charge of the rest.
Meanwhile, my characters are there just caking on the makeup.
Making
like-
makeup.
And I'll leave the 25 gold on the counter.
Okay, easy enough.
It just stops like.
And she says, I'll start getting the dogs around. They'll be ready for you when you get back from talking to Tabitha. Good luck.
Appreciates it. And I'll walk out the door.
You lactates it? What?
Are y'all going with him?
Yes.
I'm finishing up the makeup and they're like, right, bye.
Okay.
So,
Certainly.
do you mean a roll for that or forgery kit?
Yeah.
Oh, stress kit, sorry.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Slide of hand, stress kit.
Or performance.
As I tap him, I give him
It's the same.
Or
bardic
inspiration.
Yeah, one of the bardics.
Fucking hell, I'm gonna use that, thanks. Can I give myself
It's a
guidance at the same
1d8.
time?
1d8.
Can I give myself guidance at the same time?
I'm not going to stack it.
I like stacking, damn it.
You don't stack.
6, so 14.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not quite as good as yesterday. You thought you could mirror it to mimic it from yesterday, but you were a little overzealous, and you kind of. It still looks good though. It looks good.
With the guano, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks pretty good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I say, no, actually, I'm like walking out the door.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably the reason why.
Yep. Okay.
We'll wait for.
Is there anything you two wanted to do in town before we went AWOL?
Inside Kirk Koenig?
Well, I had nothing.
Go ahead.
I had nothing that I needed to grab, so.
Okay.
Which time are we on?
We're in Kirk. This one.
Yeah.
See, we use your handouts. Jeez.
This is the first time I've ever seen you pass those maps around. Jesus.
Well, usually they're near the map, so.
Yeah.
Or we have the map up in the center.
Yeah, or you have the map on. Yeah.
So.
There's no names on there. There's no locations on top.
You gotta ask him, and he'll pull it out of his DM ass.
Or might think it will until the next one.
I mean, really, the only place
Oh, okay.
in Kirkonig that might have things is Frozen Far. Expedite where you guys currently are. What are you looking for?
I just wanted to maybe get rid of my spear. Dump
Okay.
it somewhere.
Do you want to buy something else? What are you looking for?
Let's see. What can I?
There's a handful of
There was a few things.
weaponry that she has just hanging on the wall for sale.
There's
So
a
it's
few
your
things that I can
proficiency.
infuse in house. Let's see what I can.
You could probably give it to
Oh,
me
it's
and I could just
apple.
chuck it at something's eyes.
Oh,
Oh, it's a giant!
wait.
I think I
if you
missed-
want it, I'll just give it to you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You do what you do.
He's got plenty of spears.
So are you looking for deck
I got
space
one
or
javelin.
strength?
Yeah, he was looking for finesse
I just keep
weapons.
going back
Finesse.
to
Rapier wouldn't be bad.
But this thing that I can, one of my infusions,
You can make it a +1 magic item.
it says rod, staff, or wand. I don't think I can infuse anything else other than that, right?
What does it say?
It says to infuse a rod staff or
You can infuse.
Oh, a rod staff.
but he has like
Rods.
returning. He has stuff like that as well, which can also be imbued on weapons. So.
Yeah.
Are there any of those? in
Oh,
the-
a rod, staff, or wand.
Yes.
There's a quarter staff that she has. Yeah.
A quarterstaff is just a staff.
Just a staff.
Wait,
It's not magical
Oh,
at all.
Just a staff.
You could probably
Just a
just
staff.
bomb something on the head with it.
You could fashion one out of
Yes.
it. Exactly.
We'll,
Or you can cut off the end of the spear.
Cut off
Turn
the
it
head.
into
Can I
cut
read
off the
that?
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Could probably
So
make
yeah, you walk outside. You see
Flip over with my daggers too.
yeah, one like the edge of a pillar that's like one of the torch holders, I guess, in fucking town. And you, essentially, and you just kind of snap off the tip of the spear, or the spear head itself, turn it into a So you can remove your spear and turn it into just grab a staff. That's fine because that'll link up with your infusions. But it's basically just a bludgeoning
You might
weapon.
take that as a badge of honor. Though.
So regular stuff.
Well, no, do quarter staff because that'll show stats for
Staff?
damage and stuff. I'm not sure. I think a staff
Staff is an arcane focus.
is an arcane focus.
But a
So-
quarter staff is like a weapon.
It is a weapon, yeah. So
If I'm not mistaken,
Marshall, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is.
We'll do that.
You should
get
be
rid of
able to
my
handle it.
spear.
I'm looking at it right now just to make sure. It's a versatile 1D.
Yes, it is.
68.
Oh, simple.
Yeah. Simple, he should be fine with, I think.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
But with versatile, he's still getting -1 to his damage, or -1 to his rolls. So.
So equip them. And then- I'm good.
Cool.
Yes.
So as you guys head south to the lower end of town, passing by a few people who just kind of wave and say hello as you go by, you see the town speaker going into his back into his house, and he kind of waves and says, "Hey, stuck around a little bit." And he kind of gives you a wave and continues into his house.
What we do? Just kind of acknowledge it. Pass.
Yep.
Pass.
Bye.
Yeah.
The further south you get in Kirkonig, and closer to Lectonashire, the houses become not more rundown, but a little less kempt, and then they become a little bit sparse. So just a little off the edge of the map, by itself is a small cottage. That is just looks probably like it's like a single room cottage. You see a little bit of smoke billowing out like a central chimney stack. Little thatched roof.
I'll walk up to the door and.
Where is it?
A wandering passerby.
We don't want any.
Well, I have a question for ye.
No questions. Why didn't you say so? And you hear up to the door, and the door opens up, and in front of you see like a really short. She's a human, but she's like really short. Her earlobes are like dangling down to like here, and like there's like earrings and earrings, all around her cartilage, and she's got like piercings between her eye and like on her, straight white gray hair, just kind of like knotted up on top with like danglies that just kind of come down a little bit, and you can see her like bare skin underneath it. She doesn't have a lot of hair, but it's thinning out a lot, and she's wearing like a really like thick nightgown that's like fur lined, and she goes, "Yes, we're gonna have you. You got questions?"
Well, I was told that you might be of a certain persuasion to be able to remove curses.
Are you fooling?
No.
Those kids always come around here.
No. I might have done a very dumb thing and taken some objects from a tomb in my travels, and I suspect as much as I've been cursed for taking them.
Adventurers.
Yeah.
And she kind of like straightens up a little bit, and she like grows a little bit. You see Game of Thrones where the fucking
How dare you?
the maester of King's Landing is in like heavy garb, and he's always like hunched over, but when he's alone he stands up straight and he's like really like limber and shit.
That's right.
That's kind of how she does it. She's like really old and crotchety, but then when it comes time for shit, she's like, let's go.
Tales of Bob.
And she like looks at all of you and
Yes.
she says, adventurers. And she kind of like looks around. She stops and she goes, do you have coin?
Well, we do have coin. I have
Inside!
coin.
You might need help with this one.
Leads you
Water
all
behind it.
inside if you follow.
Yeah. I'll
Inside you see a plethora of shelves all around with, it looks like herbs and spices, but it's more like everything's kind of like has a dark tinge to it. There's like candles littered around, and they're not all like white candles. There's like red candles and black candles, and it just has a slightly eerie, darker, witchy kind of feel to it. And in the center is like the chimney right in front, and circling that is like a singular like cutout table that just surrounds it, and there's little bottles and little pestle and mortar just kind of sitting around, and it's fairly warm inside. And she goes down next to one of the tables, and there's like a little rocking chair, and she sits down. She goes, well, show me what you got.
I'll take the ring and the wand out, and I'll
Wasn't it?
hold them up for
was
the
a
pearl.
pearl.
Yeah, the pearl,
Yeah,
not
it's
the
pearl.
ring. I'll take I'll take the accursed item and hand them to her.
Okay. She very quick movements, grabs like some chopsticks and like tongs, and like grabs it and pulls it back, and she mutters something under her breath, and like you see like with her eyes closed, you see like glow, like purplish bluish glow around underneath her eyelids, and she opens them back up, and she says, where are y'all headed?
Well,
Why would you need something like this?
we're headed up
He
to the
was too
sea.
curious.
Well, we need items because we're gonna go and defeat Arl. Leon, do you not remember that? Grimly be damned.
We might as well pick up the bear.
How long have y'all been adventuring?
Well,
She starts laughing.
I've been adventuring on my own for quite some time. These lot I don't know, but I only just met
I mean, fighting, surviving.
a fair few.
If I might say,
Days.
Billy, he
Days.
hasn't been doing it long enough.
Me, I think I'm the oldest one in the group. That's
She
left
looks around
from
at
the
you all.
original.
And she mutters something else under her breath. And she goes, well, tosses them back at you. There you go. You're kind of fixed now. But, I kind of picked up a wayward traveler myself. And I think they may be of use to you where you're going. And out of, she looks over into, a corner and nods, and out of the shadows comes this, hulking figure. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Howdy! Harry Potter!
Yes, I'm just, my name's Kep. I'm out here just trying to make a buck for myself. How about you guys?
What do you look like?
I'm, tall, dark, and handsome.
Kirk, you've got competition.
Competition? I mean, I think I just found my new husband. What do you mean?
What are some features that you have? Physical features.
I like to explain myself. I don't know if you can see under this dark cloak, but I have very, kind of long hair, dark and ponytail. I got one gold fang kind of sticking out, just for looks. I like wearing jewelry. I got rings and earrings on and everything like that. So, yeah. Most of this is stolen, but, it's mine now.
And what was your name?
Kep.
K-E-P?
Yes. So who are you all?
Well, I guess
Tic Tac.
I'm not TikTok. I'm the sole original surviving member of what was the Shenanigoons, and we've got this kitty cat here who...
I'm pretty sure Dane is still alive.
Well, he's still alive, but he's not with us anymore.
So is Jackson and Matthias.
Yeah.
But they're not with us anymore.
Dead. So, Kirk, what do you look like?
So, before you see a very small, standing at about 2'7", Kender kind. Think halfling, but slender. Flowing red hair, green hazel eyes.
Okay.
Kind of more prominent pointy ears, but not as long as an elf's. Dressed in, bundled in cold weather gear with a cloak of many fashions hanging off. And underneath you can kind of see a glimpse of a purple tuxedo.
Alright.
Rapier at his side.
Yeah.
And a very large backpack, which for somehow reason he still isn't encumbered with all the shit that he's carrying. Giant fucking backpack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Squats a lot.
Speaking of giant things, next to him, there is...
He is a tabaxi with standing out at 7 feet 8 inches tall. Probably could fit the Tic Tac in his boot. He has a notable feature is that one of his eyes is gone milky white, just gone, no longer functioning. His fur has taken the advantage of going white for a snowy area, but underneath the armor you can only see regular clothing, as if it wasn't prepared for the snow or just used to it.
I knew Tabaxi once, good friend of mine.
So next to the large man is
A
large Siberian tiger person is something a little clunkier.
Oh, I am a warforged, a 6'7" metallic being. That's it.
Cat being.
What's your name?
Nickel. Nick L, like
Nickel.
Cal L. Superman.
And then you see the tint of his metal is kind of like a nickel color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick L.
Yeah.
All right.
And then standing just off to the side is a
Cloaked, what looks like a dwarf. And I walk up, I shake, I say, I'm Darman. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm the newest besides you, member, and
Yes.
you know, I look like a dwarf on the outside. Actually, a dwarf. Don't be afraid when you see the paint come off. I'm friendly enough, unless you're him.
It's not his flesh coming off. Don't worry.
Okay, that's
So-
good to know.
And then you're like, every other word I'm saying is telepathic. So like, I'm saying one word, the other one just pops into your head. It's back and forth, so it's very confusing.
That's confusing.
Exactly.
How are you speaking without your mouth moving?
I have some special talents, and then it just flashes back and forth.
Oh, I'm
again.
ventriloquist. It's part of the act.
Okay.
I have some special talents too, where I can make things talk without the mouth moving.
Yeah, but you're a bard. It doesn't count.
My character just
Part
say,
of the
well,
job
it's a pleasure to meet you. What are you looking for? Are you looking to come with us? What are you know?
Yes, I've just been roaming around. I left my hometown after a pretty bad incident, and I've just been wandering ever since.
Are you wanted then? Or?
Yes and no. I don't really want to get into it too much right now.
So it's one.
Okay. There's two of you. Chris.
Well, you mentioned your hometown. You wouldn't happen to be from the 10 towns, would
No.
you?
Not from here, not from this area.
That sounds safe enough to me.
Well, you would think with me, you know, being from here, but my troubles aren't from the 10 towns either.
Quote unquote.
Are you sure about that?
You don't know the full story, Kitty Cat, and I could gank you just as easily as I could gank this old white fella over here too.
Let me do it. Let me do it. I'll be nice. I won't do it. Not today.
Anyways,
I heard
so Tabitha, you said that these things are good to go now, curse removed.
yes, they are.
How can I be for certain?
Go to sleep and see if you.
Do you feel cursed?
Well, I didn't feel cursed in the first place
Well, that was
until I
stupid.
woke up with exhaustion.
Let me see him.
And I'll hand him back.
And she takes him with her bare hands. Here you go.
Take him back.
See? Safe.
I guess. Fine. And I'll put them back and re-equip them.
Well, 10 gold.
Fine. And I'll reach into my pack and jingle out and
Get the money first.
and I'll pull out just 10 coins and plop them on her table.
Scurry out the door.
There's a couple silver in there. So 7 gold and 3 silver. Is what you ended up giving me. And she kind
I'm
of looks
glad
at
you
it.
caught on to that.
And she goes, you're gonna need him. He's great with a blade.
So how do you know her? She says you're good. You fight for her too, or?
I just saw her getting punked by a few youths around here and scared them off. You know, I guess.
He's been a savior. She looks up in her eyes like you want
Told you I had competition.
He's protecting me in my old
Oh,
age.
actually, and whisper. As far as I'm concerned, he can have her.
And my character's gonna say, well, this has been fun. It's time to go. And he's gonna walk out the door.
Well,
Be safe. Bring Cat back alive.
yeah. Well,
You not so much. Still owe me.
Reinstills the curse.
ding
Oops.
bop.
Still owe me 2 gold. 7 silver.
What was that? I owe you nothing.
Have a great day. So your items are now not
cursed.
mundane, but they're not cursed. Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So
Sweet.
new totality of the Shenanigoons.
Back in 5.
Kirk,
Sweet.
yours.
Well, your name was Kevin, right? You look like a Kevin.
No, it's Kep. 3 letters.
Cabe? Kib. Kib.
This guy's special.
I don't know.
Challenge
Anyway,
is an understatement.
we're
working on it.
Well, he did get hit with a snowball a few days ago.
we're headed up to the Sea of Moving Ice now that my items aren't cursed. And we're going by way of dog sled. You're not afraid of dogs, are you?
No.
Cool.
I might be afraid of him, though.
Well, you've been introduced to the party. Say, what pray tell is your specialty?
Well, I kind of dropped it earlier that most of this is stolen. I am a thief. Not gonna lie. But
So the bar's going to be broke again.
maybe. But I usually just steal from big shops. Nothing really from regular people.
So you could say that you're a bit of a rogue then.
A bit. Yeah, a bit mischievous in that way.
Might come in handy.
It could be.
Well, supposing we should make use of the day while there's still time, before it gets too dark.
It's pretty dark.
It's always dark.
It's still dark.
Before it gets even darker than it is.
Even your tiny heads.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard there's a way to get rid of this darkness, but I'm not entirely sure if that's true. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, that's what our adventure is about at the minute. We're trying to... Essentially, this evil deity named Oral's trying to take over the land, and our goal is to go stop her, so we're about to go fight her. So you're welcome to join if you want. We don't like the cold too much.
I don't either, but I heard there's good money in it.
I haven't heard our reward yet, so you holding some out on me?
Well, I haven't heard nothing of it. I mean, I'm sure if we touted our shenanigans around the 10 towns, I'm pretty certain at least the speakers of East Haven and Bryn Chandler and I don't know, hell, maybe as far south as Dugan's Hole might come up with a little something. Maybe Dane will be grateful. I know he hated this cold.
Maybe. I suppose we bring back a token of what she was.
Go touting around with her head on a spike.
I'm down. Say no more.
Oh, another trophy?
Curse times 2.
Well, I guess. Well, what did the map say? Pretty much everything doesn't touch a town, right?
It goes near towns.
Yeah, but out to the Sea of Moving Ice, there's nothing really along the ways.
It's all backcountry.
You got enough rations on you to get up there and everything?
Yeah, it should be alright.
I mean, if we don't have, I have good.
Nobody wants your fucking blue balls.
Then starve! You little shit.
He won't. He has rations.
That's so fucked.
Kev. I'm just gonna call you Kevin. You look like a Kevin.
I think K might be a little bit more your speed.
Hey.
That's a burn if I've ever heard of it.
No, Kevin. It's gonna be Kevin. Well, Kevin, we're about to load up the dog sleds. I suggest if there's anything you be needing, like cold weather gear, maybe some ice picks, a climber's kit, or just, anything you need, just drop in, go see Glenn.
You can't
Glenn.
talk to me, can you?
No, I really can't talk today at all.
We're a bit exhausted.
Shit. I might rest on the first leg of the trip, who knows. But yeah, go see Glenn over there at the Frozen Fire Expeditions. You should tell her that Kirk sent you. And she's real sweet on me, for Lord knows why. But yeah, go tell her I sent you. She might cut you a deal if you need anything before we head off. And I'm gonna go grab the other dog sled and the axe.
At Frozen Far. So you tell him to go to Frozen Far, and then you walk beside him.
It's a Frozen Far.
Well, I thought we left the dog sled in the.
Grab yours.
Yeah,
okay,
we're
I got
gonna
you.
go
Yeah.
grab ours
No,
and
yeah, it
bring
was over
them
there.
to Frozen Far.
Uh,
I'm gonna go and grab.
no, it was down here.
Oh, it was down.
You guys came in from the
No,
road from
I
Kier
thought
down.
we came in from.
You came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So
I'm
hold on
looking
now.
Backwards.
So we're coming up this way. I branch off to go and grab these to bring them to Frozen
Okay.
Bar.
Yep.
Decide to come with you and help with the axe beak at the very least.
Okay. They're still there. No one's really touched them,
Much.
or the dogs. All the stuff you left in the sled is gone. I'm just kidding.
Fucking thieves.
What stuff?
Yeah.
All the dog food and everything.
Over.
This
You head
one's
on up to
dogs,
Frozen
dogs.
Far. What are you looking for, if anything?
Yeah, just winter clothes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've seen her before. You've met her before
Mhm.
in town. You've been there a little while. She goes, Keb.
It's alright.
I got it.
Happens all the time.
Kep. With a P, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure. She fumbles a little bit. She goes, Kep. Okay. Part of the role play. She goes, you heading out?
I am. You know, ready
Looking for
to.
something a bit warmer?
I am. You know, trying to survive out here.
All right. I've seen how you've been taking care of Tabitha. Not many people would do that. Here. And she kind of goes in the back and you hear like sliding of fucking clothes. And she pulls out like a bundle of furs and stuff. She goes, on the house.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Just make sure if you're leaving, you come back, check on Tabitha. She, if you haven't gotten it yet, she kind of does a telepathic thing.
Mm-hmm.
She occasionally jumps in and tells me all about Kep and how he's scaring off the kids in town. I think she probably said it to a bunch of other people too, because
Yeah, she is. She did. She likes sharing that story.
Yeah. So, yeah, just come back, see Tabitha occasionally. It'll make her happy and keep her safe, I suppose.
Will do.
Yeah. The dogs are ready to go. Oh wait, she
Yeah,
doesn't know that you're with them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as you came up, you saw a sled with dogs like ready, posed to leave. So y'all, as he's inside, when he comes back out, y'all are. Is there anything else you're looking for?
I think I'm good right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of meet as he comes back out. Y'all ride up with the axe beak and the dog sled. And hearing y'all come up, Glenn comes out, does a once over of the axe beak. Fine animal. You'll do good. And she gives it a pat and starts to nuzzle her. And you can tell she's, even though she mainly works with dogs, you can kind of tell off the bat that she has a way with animals, and it just kind of follows her. She doesn't grab the reins or anything like that, or just kind of she walks and it follows into a little spot away from the other dogs, the sled team, and there's already a stake in the ground, and she kind of hooks it, and there's already some feed there for it. And she goes, well, here's the sled. Old boy will get you there.
Rufus was the name, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we expect him to guide us through. Hopefully your
Always
master
steers
is
me.
accurate as you claim, because I ain't been up this far north, so I don't know. What about you, Leon? You been up this far north?
I've come from the north.
Oh, there's lots of north. Have you been up to the sea of the ice?
That was the best. There's lots of north.
You're always going north. You're always going north until you go south.
Oh man.
Go back to sleep. Fuck. I think we need it.
I pray tell that your maps are as good as they say they are, because I feel like this kitty cat ain't gonna get us where we need to go.
The maps will be good. She says, Rufus, she like drops down to a knee and starts petting Rufus. He starts looking in her face, and she gives him a good pat and says, once you take a trail, he knows the way for the rest of the trail. And if you turn off to a different one, he usually knows the way on that one. So he's relatively... Now, if it gets pretty bad with the weather, you might have to give him a little bit of help. But he's done this a few times.
Fair. Well, that does remind me. You wouldn't happen to have a compass, would you? I know they're kind of...
Yeah, I think I got one. And she walks back inside and she grabs one of the... It's just a little, like, bronze compass. It has a nice little lid to it. And, it's on a little chain that's dangling around her fingers. This kept me going in the right direction.
Appreciate it. And I'll hand it to Leon.
Okay. Easy enough.
You're gonna be our guide on this one. You're gonna be on the lead sled, so let's hope that you'll be an Arctic kind and we have good weather, hopefully.
Well, I've been my whole time in this fucking weather. So, well, not this weather, the tundra. Most of the time in the tundra.
Well, use it just in case we run into bad weather and we can't see where the fuck we're going. You're on lead sled.
I think you're the one who's gonna need it because you can't see in the dark.
I can't see in the dark, but I can just make fancy little glowing lights like I've always been doing.
I can see in the dark.
Let's just stop fighting about it and go.
Yes.
I agree with the Drugar for once. Let's go! It's your compass.
So, if y'all are heading out, which path are y'all taking?
So on the map, there's one that comes out of Kirkkinig and goes straight to the northwest, and then kind of gets into a three-way turn or a three-way split off at Kevin's Cairn.
Yep.
Or Kevin's Cairn. I think we should take that one.
Yeah.
And go straight
And go
northwest.
keep
toward
going
the-
west towards.
Yeah.
See moving ice.
Yeah. Northwest.
Okay. If y'all can, I don't have another sled, but if y'all can like mimic out beside it and put like a marching order.
Well, where's the map? Hold on.
Yeah. Use the map.
No.
The map.
Map is the map. Is the map. And then here's the magical.
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, you know what? I got you guys. In the essence of your shitty spear for your character, here's our official movement piece. Pissed me off. There you go. Represents the party.
Okay.
You still want marching order though, right?
I do.
Okay. So, who wants to be where?
So
I have yours.
there's one sled.
I'll be where I fit.
Yeah, the other sled is right beside us, so that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I will drive this one to start, I guess.
I'll be on here.
Actually,
I'm
no.
gonna try and rest the first leg.
I'll be in front with him, actually. Leon's in lead?
Leon's on
I'm
lead
gonna be
sled.
Okay, so Leon will be in lead sled, and then these two will be over here. Problem solved. Cool.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. Easy enough.
If anything, you can bring the backpack.
I don't think my backpack will fit
So-
inside your backpack.
Just put it
Which one of you guys want to drive the second sled?
I'll drive it.
Okay, cool enough, easy.
Just like that.
Easy enough. So, as y'all head out of Karakonig, the lights of the town, the few torch lights that were lit around town, kind of fade into the darkness as you follow this trail. You can barely see the trail in front of you. However, Rufus finds a nice groove as he's moving forward. There's a couple spots that kind of veer a little bit, and there you can feel the sled kind of jolt a little bit off to the side, but then it automatically just kind of slides back into grooves, and then it kind of just continues. So you feel like you're on the path with Rufus. So for the first leg of the journey, the weather remains the same. Barely a little bit of snowflakes falling down, kind of pinging against your face. You're going pretty fast, not super quick, just a nice steady pace to get going. But the weather doesn't seem to change. Now, Leon, since you were in the front, would you like to roll me a D20, please?
What is that?
Is that a 5?
That's a 5.
Okay.
It's one of those days.
The first leg goes off without a hitch, and you can move towards Kelvin's Cairn.
There, the intersection or before it?
At the intersection.
Yeah, that's about where the intersection's at.
Yeah. So this leg took you. You left out about late morning. It's probably just afternoon, maybe 1 or 2, as you guys come up to a 3-way intersection. Leon, which way are you steering Rufus?
Which way am I going? What?
Which way
direction
are you mushing Rufus?
There is one to the...
So one leg of it goes south to Brinchender. The other one continues northwest up here, and there's like another intersection at the river. There's an intersection.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say it looks like south, but yeah. The
Northwest.
northwest.
Okay. So you kind of steer just a little bit. Rufus shifts over, heading in that direction.
The points in that direction.
Can I have someone else? Would you like to roll me a d20, please?
4.
Man, it's one of those days. Somebody knock on.
Get them all out now. As
Anybody else? I got you.
Jesus.
Hit it. All right, we're good.
As you all begin this second leg of the journey, following the second path put before you that Leon is guiding or mushing Rufus to guide you, the wind begins to pick up significantly. The flakes stop. However, you guys are running over permafrost, so there's a lot of kick up of drifts. So it's not snowing, but the wind is just howling drifts across your body, stinging your faces. You're relatively warm, which is good, but it's slowing you down a little bit. Rufus is pushing everyone forward. You hear him in front, giving out barking commands and egging the rest of the dogs on, and they're following lead just fine, but it is slowing you down a bit. Over the next about 3 hours into early evening,
5 o'clock-ish.
probably about 6 6ish after dinner time, or dinner time is whenever the fuck you want. You make it. You see out of some of your vision that have dark vision, you see some trees coming up on your left a little bit, as you can gather from looking at the map that you're about to come across the river that's leading north. So you're about there.
Okay.
It's about 6. Do y'all want to keep pushing for a while?
It's taking us roughly 3 hours a leg. It'll probably take us 4 for the next one. We get there about 10 or later.
Yeah, and I could always pop up a tiny hut.
It's up to you guys. I'm fine continuing.
I say we push one more leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll push one more leg.
Let's go.
Excuse me. What path are you taking?
Oh, since I don't know.
Right, because it splits off at the lake or at the river. One goes north, one continues west. If
One
I'm
goes
not
south.
mistaken,
It
or one
north-
goes
north
south.
to south, east to west.
So you're up here, right?
We're at the crossroads up here.
Yeah.
Heading to the city.
That would have been northwest still.
Okay.
We continue straight.
Now that we're in some weather, while you're doing that, can you give me either a survival or animal handling check, whichever you prefer,
Or what?
or animal handling, whichever you prefer.
Whichever is highest.
Well, so because +10 from Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
And then chosen terrain, isn't it?
Dirty 30.
You get lost instantly. No. Yeah, you've kind of gained the knowledge of how Rufus works and how the sled team moves, and you give just that little thruster. You kind of like scoot your foot off the edge of the runs, and it just kind of kicks the sled slightly off kilter, and it points Rufus directly exactly where you want to go. So you continue on. Can I have someone else give me a D20 roll, please?
You go for it, Thunderclaw.
14.
That's better. See? Wood worked.
Okay.
Wood and very heavy metal dice.
Yep.
Eventually you're going to put a hole in this table, man. I'm telling you.
Eventually, I was gonna roll off and just see a crack in the tiles.
I'm going to bring a little Bunsen burner and heat this up so it's straight through. But
Over the next
Get a trampoline.
over the next couple hours, next few hours, it's still a little slow going. The wind after a couple hours begins to lighten up a little bit. However, the bit of respite you got for about 15 minutes after it lets up, the snow instantly begins to torrentially fall, and it looks like it's about whiteout conditions. You haven't seen it like this. You've seen blizzards before, more south in Icewindale, traveling between the 10 towns and towards the Black Cabin and whatnot. But this is a whole new beast. The chill is actually starting to sink into your bones through the cold weather gear. It is getting very, very, very much colder. That's not even a phrase. But as you continue further north into the open wilderness of Icewindale, and you are, I'd say, about an inch and a half closer, so about halfway.
So it should be just underneath the hill.
Right about theirs.
Yeah, sure.
Ish. Yeah.
And it's probably about 9 at night.
I'll turn back to Leon and be like, I think we should maybe stop for the night. Maybe the weather will clear in the morning.
Sounds like a reasonable idea.
Yeah.
But knowing how unnatural this weather is, it could be something trying to keep us from moving on. What does everybody think?
I think it's worth resting now while it's the end of the day anyway, and taking it back up in the morning. If the weather doesn't change, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds fair.
Alrighty. And I'll reach in. I'll throw my bag over front and I'll start digging for my tiny bead or my glass bead and start doing the ritual for tiny hut.
Okay.
And then I'll look at Leon and say, hey, you're pretty good with those monsters. Why don't you see if you can't tie them off or at least get them somewhere where they're not going to either die from the cold or run away and get lost.
Could you repeat that?
The dogs. Take care of the dogs, quote unquote.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
It is wisdom, so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. No, that's fine. Whatever. All right. As you all begin to bed down, Leon, can you roll me a survival check, please?
All right. Fucking corners, but that's a 17.
Okay. You do see a little bit of rolling hills around you, and you take a little bit and you kind of dig just a little bit of the snow away from, just give a little undercrop-ish, right? That kind of breaks away from the, I don't want to say cold because you really can't, from wind and stuff like that. And you stake off the dogs, and they seem understandable of what's going on because they've done it before, so they kind of understand. Glenn did give you guys food for the dogs. She gave you like a
Don't worry, I have enough for
a doggy bag. Yeah,
Yeah,
they give you a doggy bag full of yep. And some of them are already like chomping at the snow, trying to get some water and stuff. And you just give them some food and they'll be fine. So, as you do that, everyone else is getting around, securing the sleds, and the tiny hut is beginning to be put up. So is there anything y'all want to do? Discuss, chit chat. This is your time. It's that time.
So how did all you guys meet?
Huh?
How did all of you guys meet?
Well, I stalked them. It was great. And then saved them from cats. Them, I don't know.
We picked Leon up over in Goodmead after a friend of ours perished to some bitter frozen zombies. And this guy we picked up out in East Haven, I
We
believe.
found a box of salvage and was it included? So was it 2-for-1 deal?
No, it wasn't. You fucking liar.
Says the
You
bard.
tall Taylor.
Says the bard to a bard.
You're not a bard. I'm the better bard.
Okay.
And with that, my character is just going to cast Calm Emotions real quick. Leave well enough
We don't
alone.
need to go over this again.
Sorry, I asked.
Well, we used to have a herringon feller and a elven wizard feller as well. They parted ways in Brinshander after their deeds were done and their needs were met. And this is kind of a whole new group per se. Still definitely a bunch of shenanigans that go on, but we tend to call ourselves Shenanigoons anyway because we're a bunch of goons that do shenanigans. So, yeah, we've kind of just ramshambled together. It's worked so far.
Yeah, they like breaking things, and that made me interested, so I followed.
Who was breaking things?
I was watching you guys when you destroyed that boat, looking for stuff.
I didn't destroy anything.
I heard crashes, big swings. It was terrifying to listen to from the shore, I'm telling you.
That was.
Well, we were looking for you.
No, not him.
Looking for me? I wasn't on the boat. How about you looking for me?
Well, there was one of your kind on the boat. I assumed it was you.
My kind, you can say it nicely, it's okay.
It was
I'm still
probably
not fully trustworthy of you.
In the meantime, I'm
Still have
gonna use
calm
the
emotions
mess
on.
kit
You can't feel
as
shit, you're fine.
heat up some snow to make water for the dogs.
Okay. Easy enough.
And then my character's gonna sit down and start rubbing off the face paint and everything and break into one of his rations.
Okay. Nickel, what are you doing?
If everything's all good, I'm gonna go on my sentry rest.
Okay.
He just shuts down.
You've seen it before.
Yep.
He's gonna go into a power saving mode.
Yep.
Nickel.exe has stopped working.
So-
Please reboot your system.
Does anyone want to take watch?
Actually, I can still
Doesn't he
see.
work as a sentry bot, technically?
With the
I can-
tiny hut, we don't have to take watch.
What if something was like, what the fuck is this? Bah! And breaks it.
It's magical.
Nothing can get in, nothing can get out.
Trapped in his playpen.
Until
My
all
trap
the
of
oxygen
paradise.
runs out.
Right.
Yeah, you guys don't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I'll explain tiny hut. out of character voice, but in character for
No, I know.
for K there. Tiny hut is basically a dome where any medium creature or tiny creature or small creature can possess up to 10. And it's kind of an opaque dome of magic with a purple hue to it, because that's my little flair for my character. And inside it is kind of this tropical-like paradise. Think a tropical island, hammocks and mai tais and shit. But for the effects of the spell, no magic or physical item can get into it, and no magic or physical item can get out of it. So once you're in the dome, you're in the dome. If until it's dispelled or canceled by the person who cast it, being me. If any creature of large size or bigger is inside of it when it's cast, it just dissipates. So it's pretty much literally a portable paradise.
Too easy.
So, y'all chit chat for the evening. And you bed down, nice and warm, away from the elements. The next morning, sun does not greet you, but time to wake up does. You all get a long rest. Woo! Kirk, you are no longer exhausted. It seems like Tabitha was telling the truth.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And the day in the frozen north
Don't forget your tablet.
and darkness is yours. You just see the ebbing of northern lights, the auroras bouncing above you in the sky. So, Shenanigoons, a new day. Who dis?
Do you have a transformer?
You just need the adapter, or is it?
Yeah, she needs an adapter. Plug in.
I think I just have it.
I was going to say, it should be multi-voltage.
I do not.
Most of my shit
Not
is...
to take advantage of mechanics you have given us, but this is the second to last or the last day for the temp HP from...
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it's the second to last.
You still have tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought so. It's right there on the table, holding your maps.
Surprise!
There we go. If you want, this...
There is an outlet right
I don't know
there.
if it's gonna reach for him though, because he's
Yeah.
got the short cord.
Oh, yeah, look at that. There you go.
Big brain.
It's perfect.
I'm perfect. Thanks. I like the vote of confidence, asshole.
There it is. I believe in you.
Just reach.
Yeah.
Pop!
Man,
Oh,
don't
God.
jinx him.
It's a Mac, okay?
Yeah, so it fries faster. You're right.
Yeah. You know what? For the last session, I should just bring my laptop.
Yeah, it works.
Wait.
He's
Yeah,
gonna take your chair next. Watch. I'm the DM now.
What do you think? For the last session, I should just bring my laptop?
Yeah, everyone have their laptops. I have a tablet, because my laptop's over there.
Yeah.
The same thing. You're fine.
Super slow. Yeah, so the new day, it's all yours. You were the only one with the temp HP, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the original party is gone.
Still
Gone.
I'm just a different character now.
No benefits from Dane.
Right.
Yeah.
Infusion.
Well,
So
Kirk would like to start his morning with a prayer to Frimley for protection for what he assumes is going to be a meeting of followers of Oral, or Oral itself, herself, himself, theyself.
It's.
okay, give me a religion check.
And then while he's doing that, my character's gonna kneel down beside him and pretend to pray with him, like he knows what the fuck he's doing.
At disadvantage.
Fuck you, go away!
Oh,
great!
through his
Look,
necklace of medallions.
as he's praying, he's saying, "Oh, great, well-endowed fox, lady god, Frimley, grant me protection of thine bosoms and warmth and yada 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 yada." 9.
So the Duergar next to you kind of pulls your attention away a little bit.
With his chuckling.
It might have gone through. You feel like you did an okay job. Could have been better.
I forgot to say, you, oh great god with them big mommy milkers. That's
Oral's the one who has the frozen bosom.
Yeah, the frozen bosom.
You're still exhausted, aren't you?
No, I have reawoken with a new vigor
For titties.
for my fox mom. So,
Mommy milkers and fox titties, great. These, because I got a feeling we're gonna need them here soon.
I should take my next level then for prison.
Should we ever do the next one?
Yeah, if
If you manage to get it.
I manage to stay alive enough.
No.
Long
Well, now that you've said that, roll for initiative.
Shit, what have I done?
So, the last little leg of the journey, you hope, kind of looking at the map and gauging where you are, you think it could probably be another few hours before you reach the Sea of Moving Ice. Is the marching order staying the same?
Yeah, we're gonna keep the same marching order.
Okay. Can I have someone else roll me a d20, please?
Who has it?
13.
Fine.
Hey, look at that.
See, it's when you don't fear the dice, they actually work for you.
You don't know what my numbers are. So this next leg of the journey begins early in the dark. And that dice did not work for you at all.
That went far.
That was definitely
that dice was trying to run away from you.
It's a natural one.
It wasn't that one.
It's a good thing I didn't roll that on purpose.
At least it was a D12 and not a D20.
Oh no!
The next leg, as you begin, you gathered up the dogs, you set yourselves, you repacked. Rufus and the team seems ready to go. The other team seems to have a renewed sense of vigor after following a proper dog sled team. So everyone begins to set out. The weather, the auroras that you're used to seeing kind of ebb and kind of dissipate over the mornings in the past, begin to brighten up slightly. They don't seem to be going away. The blizzard that had come in the night has gone. Gentle snow is falling. As you guys press forward, the wind has kind of subsided for now as you begin your trek forward. And the next few hours goes uninterrupted as you begin to see those of you who have dark vision, and then the rest of you, as you get closer through the darkness, there seems to be a slightly different dark, if that makes sense. You are familiar with looking at the snow through darkness, but as you come closer, you're looking at an expanse that doesn't seem to have the hills that you're used to seeing. It's just it's like a lower horizon of darkness.
Coming up on this, I'm going to cast my dancing lights, but singular. So it's if I remember right, it's the one singular is bright light for 60. And then
Is it 60?
No, it just says dim light for the 4. It doesn't say if combining them makes it bright or not. So
Always. You know what? Sure. We'll say if you combine them all together, it'll give you 60 feet of
bright light and
and 30 dim.
Okay, so I'll cast that out at the full 90 feet
In front of you?
of us.
Okay.
To just try to see what's in front. So it's like what, 90 feet of light in front of us, or 180 feet.
You're putting it 60 feet in front of you, so you can see all of each other in dim light, and then an additional dim up to the 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then while he's doing that, my character's gonna go, that's cute, and then I'm gonna use Eyes of Night. As an action, I can share 300 foot of dark vision with up to 2 living creatures, and you can see up to 300 feet as long as you're within 10 feet of me for an hour. So which of you can't see in the dark?
The one person casting dancing.
Hey, it
lights.
works. It works.
And
And as soon as he does, you're like, yes, I can actually see. And then your vision goes, and you see shades of gray and everything out to 300 feet.
What the fuck is this magic? It's brilliant! I can see everything.
I just walk to you and say, it was a cute trick, but mine's better, and I keep walking.
Well, I'm not used to people being able to do this.
So everyone else, who else did you?
These two. I can share it with up to 2 people, or use
Okay.
spell slots to give it to more, but there's no point. So.
Okay, so the two of you notice out to that distance, it looks like an expanse of ice. Just straight ice. There's a few little tilted pieces of ice that may have bumped up against each other. A little bit of ice flow. But it's just, as far as you can see, there's ice. And as you guys finish up closer to the end of this leg of your journey, if you don't mind moving. This one I have to draw.
I got you. Such a bad drawing, man. You gotta redo it.
It's been a minute, honestly, since I've drawn anything. You guys are like over here.
Okay.
No, friend.
Fuck up my drawing.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
He had it coming.
I don't think you guys are
You
going
want
to
to
do
save
this
your
anymore.
friends.
You
Actually,
only
you'll need it.
had
You'll need it.
itself
I guess we gotta go back to my chain
to
after.
blame. If you'd have been there, then you'd have seen it. And you would have done the same.
Yeah, easy enough. We'll put those down in a second.
I switched songs because
As you get closer to the edge of snow versus ice, you come up to off to your left. You see a small domed cabin that faces, looks like a bay of ice. A bloated door covered in ice and dormant barnacles hang slightly ajar on the rusted hinges. Further into on the ice, you see a glacial formation that is basically like like two pieces of glacier that rose and connected to make what is this thing called?
an arch.
An arch. That's the word. An arch in front of you that is basically
Here to here.
yes, there to there. You can see the little dash marks right in front of you. Looking at the edge of the ice, you can slightly see a dock with a boat that's kind of frozen into the water. that's about it. What do you guys want to do?
Before you go too far, actually, I want to ask you a question to
You're
clarify.
like up to the like looking out left and right. You just see the edge of this bay, and looking out further for the individuals who can see further. So the three of you, right? You see it's flat, almost as far as you can see. But now that you've come closer, you see in the distance shards and flows of ice that if you were to sled out there, you might not be able to get by.
Okay. If I was to grant more people the Eyes of the Night, it would use spell slots. Would you let me use my sorcery points, since sorcery points can be used to create or sacrifice spell slots anyway?
So you can use sorcery points to regain spell slots.
Right. It says you can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll let you use the sorcery point.
Okay, so I'll use two more, and I'll give you guys as well the 300 feet of night vision, so you guys can also see dark vision up to 300 feet.
Okay.
So, and I still got 3 more sorcery points.
Okay.
And VGs for the win.
In the distance here.
Exactly. Everything's a giant shade of green. Enjoy.
As we get closer, I'll start telling the party what I can remember of why we needed to come up here, which was there was a group of followers, worshippers of Arl, worshippers of Arl, who had come up here to try to find a religious relic to help bring a forever winter to the lands beyond Icewind Dale, to aid Arl in her maddening quest, or whatever you want to call it.
Pledge fealty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're here to stop them and possibly call Arl here to fight Arl. As far as Kirk can recall. Whether that's 100% actually why we were coming up here or not, that's not for Kirk to remember. He just remembers Relic and Arl being here.
Yeah. That pretty much sums it up. Besides looking for Jackson's brother,
Which,
this was kind of the overarching
theme.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we start looking and seeing what the hell's in that little hut there. And then maybe going out into the ice and... Hey, Mr. Durgar there, feller, fucking...
Darman, thanks.
Yeah, Darman. I wanted to call you Damon, but for some reason I feel like that was an actor in a different town I came across. Maybe the first name of Matt.
Was it Spacey and Matt by any chance?
Yeah, maybe. But, do you wouldn't happen to have detect magic, would you? I feel like this relic would be magical in a sense.
I don't think I do, but let me double check in my magic just know-how out my butt real quick.
Does anybody else happen to know how to detect magic?
I do not have that as a spell I can do. I tend to be a little bit more proficient with messing with people's brains than, actually detecting
kind of like me.
Yeah, but you're not good at it.
I could.
And he says that telepathically, dude. You just gotta rub it in your face.
I could probably. Well, I couldn't detect magic, but I could probably detect. I could probably sense some form of creature.
What's your passive perception?
I don't think creatures are what we're looking for.
It's a 9.
What if?
Okay.
Creatures.
To know.
Wouldn't that also mean?
Well,
That would also mean a bottle falling.
it was empty, but I am pretty sure that humanoids are not creatures, so I don't think that would work. I mean, you could try it.
To be fair, I don't know what the hell this oral is. If it's an aberration,
A deity. From everything I gathered, Oral's a deity. I'm not a good one.
Sounds like we could use a holy person right now, huh?
It sounds like I'm not getting any answers, so I'm gonna hold back on my primeval awareness. I was like, sure, I'll use primeval awareness. Maybe I can detect something in 6 miles, but
You could try if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want.
I could, but I could lose, Yeah,
You could definitely try it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt.
I mean, it would. Who knows?
So it turns into a blood hunter.
Oh, it hurts.
Like, straight masochist.
Yeah, I'm going with primeval awareness. And, being able to sense for 1 minute, because I'm going to use a level 1 slot, to detect aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, undead. And since it's my favorite terrain, I think, this is
Tundra.
it's 6
Arctic.
miles. The range is 6 miles.
But it's for creatures, isn't it?
I'm going to detect everything in circle.
Yeah, I can see that. Emily
I-
says exactly what he said. You don't detect anything within 6 miles.
And then my character's like, this is wasting time. He's going to walk towards the bloated, ice-covered cabin on his right.
I was going to do the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking towards it.
And then you're with me, right?
Yes.
As am I.
Okay. Heading toward this stone dome-shaped, it looks to be like abandoned little hut. Everything is covered with ice rime, just caked on it. Think of cold, very cold weather and a very rough seas. How lighthouses sometimes get that type of rime. It's kind of like that.
A mix of salt and ice.
Yep.
So it's like the lighthouses in Chicago when they get a bad blizzard and they're just covered with snow spikes on one side.
Yep.
Those are fun.
Essentially like that. Heading inside, you see everything inside is also covered in this rime. A frozen bed as soon as you enter, and a door leading to a separate room further in. As you kind of step on the ice, crunches a little bit under your feet with the little, what is that, stalagmites?
If it's up, stalagmites. If it's down,
Yeah, so little crispy bits. You kind of crunch under your boots.
So as tall as me, got it.
He said, what would you like to do, Keb? Kep. I got it. Kep.
We haven't gone to the other room yet.
Not yet.
All right.
If you'd like to go there, you absolutely can.
I would like to go into the other room.
Okay. What would you like to do in that room?
I would like to look around.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check, please.
17.
Hey. Looking around as you step into this room, you see a handful. Everything is continually covered with this rime. But it looks like there are boxes, crates, and a couple barrels in there that once held possibly foodstuffs and tools and bits to cross the lake when it wasn't, completely frozen over. You do see with that 17 a smaller little box about this big sitting on one of the barrels. Everything else looks like crates of storage, but there's just one little box that you kind of take notice to.
I'd like to pick up that box.
I'll walk beside him. What you got there?
Something.
I'm getting vibes of solar damage.
So this is it's a little metal box. It takes you a second to kind of pry it off the barrel. It does seem... Are you going to try to look inside?
Is it unlocked?
It is not.
It is not unlocked. So there's a lock on it? Or is it just like an internal
It's just like
lock?
one of those little...
Internal locks,
Yeah. internals.
I would like to try and see inside of it.
Okay. Do you wanna? Are you trying to pick it, or
Yeah, I'll try to pick it.
how would you like to do it? What would Kep do?
Kep would pick it with his thieves' tools.
Okay. Let's see it.
All right. What do you need to roll?
Wow. When's the last time we did thieves' tools? Dex. No, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Add your proficiency bonus on top of your sleight of hand.
23.
Good roll.
Kep holds. You see, since you're like right next to him, he holds this frozen box in one hand, reaches in, grabs out 2 little picks in like one hand, and then just like the hole for the lock is like iced over, and he finds it directly, and like he twists his fingers weird, and you see like the 2 picks just like shift around each other, and just like one fluid motion just pops open, and it's now fucking open. Super easy. This dude can pick.
Very
You
good.
ought to be damned. I haven't seen something like that since Jackson last tried to pick something like that.
I'm very,
I try stuff.
very good at
Where
figuring
were you a
this.
few days ago?
Hey, my boy.
Opening it up and looking inside, you see old, like, fantasy photographs. Photographs that are, like, drawn, painted, chiseled, like...
Are they French girls?
Yeah. No, so they're like photographs, but in this world there are no actual photographs. They're
It's like sketches.
essentially, but very well done, professionally done. You see on the first one a halfling woman bundled up in furs, standing next to a like a tall Goliath. And they're standing in front of, it looks like this dock, looking off into a wide open expanse of water. And in the distance you can see some glaciers and stuff. And then you look to the next one, and you see the woman crouching on the dock, looking into the water. And there's a singular narwhal tooth sticking out. She has a big smile on her face. Looking at the next one that's done, now there's like 3 narwhals just kind of leaning out of the water, and she looks like super surprised and just super happy.
Yeah.
And you can see the Goliath kind of like sitting down next to her, kind of like laughing. And the last one that you see on the front depiction, you see those narwhals slightly aside, and you see a massive, like, sperm whale, front of a sperm whale head coming up right up to the edge of the dock, and you see the halfling woman's hand on the sperm whale's nose, and flipping over on the back side of that, it says. Angajuk.
Angajuk?
Angajuk. A-N-G-A-J-U-K. Angajuk. Angajuk. And there's a little heart next to it. And then in little scribbles, it says, loves the bell.
Loves the bell.
Yes.
Interesting.
What you got there?
Right here?
Yeah. I heard the Tic Tac being curious. What you got there?
I got some
This is small.
really well drawn pictures here. So you can take a look if you want.
Lithographs?
Possibly. I'm not sure what these are.
You see what I described?
Do we know about the inscription?
Is there anything in the back?
It says strange name, I'm assuming, Angajuk, and then a bell. Something about a bell.
Well, is there a bell in here? Maybe we can figure out if something listens to it.
Well, I'm assuming this dock is the dock
Mhm.
from outside. So we could probably go look at that.
Yeah. I'm gonna search for a bell inside the cabin.
What?
Give me an investigation check.
My curiosity having ran its course, I'm gonna walk over to Nickel and
19.
I'm gonna pull the
Let's give a bell.
what is it? The Sun Star. I
The
believe-
Summer
the
Star?
Summer Star,
Mhm.
and the chunk of the Charlatan
Okay.
out, and the blueprints. And I'm gonna walk over to you and I'll be like, "Hey, so with us nearing our objective to fight Arlo, I was told that through long ways of dying and being resurrected, that this was a tool that we would need to defeat the wicked witch of the north. And yeah, we kind of need this and this to go together as depicted in these." And I'm just flailing these items about, and I hand him all three of these items: the blueprint, the piece of charlatan, and the Summer Star rings.
He wants you to remake the Summer Star.
Oh,
Can
really?
you can you fashion these together with your cobbling ways and figure out how to
Well, they do that when I'm opening
hammer
the other
them
boxes.
together?
What's that?
I want to open the other boxes while they're all.
Okay. Yeah, while you're looking in, everything looks frozen and started to decay. There were some furs in there. There's some rope in there that's actually still good. 50 foot of fencing rope is in there as well. And then there's
They're supposed to be like a thin
looks like frozen, decaying food.
Yeah.
It's not much else. Just some little bit like net and some fishing equipment
While they're
that have been sitting
talking,
there and rusting for a while.
I'll take
gonna-
the rope.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna
what am I
tell you
doing?
guys, hey, I couldn't find a bell in
What
here,
am I
but
fixing? What am I doing?
I can make the sound of a bell at the dock. I've got minor illusion. I can make a sound over there and see what happens. You guys want to try it?
Sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
9, 12.
11.
14.
15, but wait, I'm inside. So never mind. I was gonna say
You
if I
said
was outdoors,
11?
does the
Okay.
favorite turn
Okay.
No.
No, just wanting to know.
because it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
DM
wanting to
things.
know.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, for our conversation, I'll try to recount as best as I can how it went together, but basically, the charlatan, the black rock, goes in the middle of these rings, and then the rings kind of do this magical little spinny around thing, and
Like a gyroscope.
whatever the hell that is.
Giroscopio.
And
Giroscopio.
it
No, just
Yeah.
emits this very hot, bright light, and it's something for. I don't know exactly remembers, but if you could fashion the rock somehow in the middle of this set of rings, it's all there in the blueprint. Our last person who was good with Smith's tools already fashioned the ring, so they should be fine, but it's the rock in the middle that needs to be fashioned.
Are you agreeing to attempt to
Yes,
recreate
I
the
will.
Summer Star?
Yes. I will.
Okay.
Good.
Looking over the blueprints, roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
And
I was gonna say one. I was gonna ask one thing.
16.
16. Okay. Looking at the blueprints and hearing what he's describing, you think you might be able to fashion what he's expecting. It might take a little bit of time, and you'd have to really focus on it, but you might be able to do it. You're kind of catching what it is. You're kind of understanding the blueprints.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long will it take you?
There will be a few more checks to see you actually craft it and continue on with it, because there's a lot that goes into it. There's runes that have to be carved into the metal rings in the specific place, in the specific order, in specific locations, and stuff like that. So, but you got a decent grasp of the blueprints, and your mind's starting to work how this could possibly go. So you're going in the correct direction to create it.
The cogs are literally turning.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Let your oil come out of his ears or some shit.
So, what is going on now?
I was gonna ask, did the name on the lithograph or the words in the lithograph remind me of something? Like being able to speak Goliath and all that. Would it sound like a Goliath name? Would it sound like
No.
Goliath name?
So I'm gonna go out to the dock and I'm going to use minor illusion to make a bell sound ringing off the dock.
What's the distance it can reach?
30 feet.
We'll go out there to the dock and witness this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be outside.
I'm just
The dwarf.
All right, is everyone going over to the dock?
No, I'm sticking around Nickel while he
I got you.
fucks with the Summer Star.
Leon, where are you going to be?
I'm gonna go with the.
With them?
With
You hear ding.
Nothing.
Anything happen?
Nothing happened.
Can I see if there's actually a bell somewhere around here?
Make me a perception check.
6.
You don't notice much, but Leon, with your passive perception, you do notice as you get over to the dock and you kind of look around a little bit, and it doesn't seem that Darmin's bell is doing anything. You look over here and you see another dock, and you can just make out on the far end of the dock, like right here under a little slight overcrop as the arch begins, is a dangling, frozen over bell about this big.
The size of the head.
Fuck, I think I see the bell.
Where?
All the way over there in the distance. I see a dock over there in the distance.
Well, maybe we should let them know and then probably try and find a safe way over there so we don't.
I could
disturb the
probably
eye.
shoot it. I have my longbow.
Maybe, but if something happens over there, we may not know what's happening.
These squares are 5 feet, by the way. So it is a bit away.
Yeah.
And just for a point of interest, I'm not great at drawing like ice on white. So literally all this is all ice, right? You notice as you look over there. Yeah, that's an ice arch. Yeah, that kind of looks like ice, doesn't it? A little bit, right? That's ice, that ice arch. And as you both look it over there, and now that you're out here looking closer, you can see a cracked hole in the ice, and you can see a little bit of churning water just slowly lapping against the ice.
So we can walk across all this.
Yes, you can. Sorry, I should have.
Nah, that's what I was gonna ask for too. If this is water or not.
No,
I
it's
figured it was ice, but I mean, if it's cracked there, we might need to.
it's white. Look at it.
But it also looks like there's
I say-
water on the edges.
The lightest one walks across.
I'm down. Let's go get the midget.
I'm not privy to this conversation. I'm in the.
I know.
with
That's
the-
why I said let's go get the midget. So I guess we're gonna go grab him and explain the whole situation.
Okay.
And be like, hey, you want to be our victim? And I mean, volunteer and walk across the ice?
Well, what the hell am I volunteering for?
We need to get a bell back from the other dock.
Yeah, there's a bell over there on
We explained
the other
that,
dock. Do you see it over there? Like,
Or if you can suss out a path we can all take to join you over there, but you're the lightest. So if you hear cracking, you know it's not safe for the rest of us.
Well,
I could probably.
and I'll sling my backpack off and kind of wait a little bit, and I'll be like, somebody will probably have to hold this for me, and I know everything that's in there, so I'll know if something's missing.
I grab it and I'm like, okay, we got it. Go.
I'll slowly inch out onto the ice, testing the first couple feet before I walk all the way over to the ice there.
I was gonna say I could.
Where are you walking?
So,
I still see you in the cabin.
You might want to get.
so I'll start walking from the dock here
Mm-hmm.
all the way to over here.
What direction though?
I'm gonna go around this crag
Okay.
and kind of like L line
Okay,
instead
easy
of
enough.
straight line.
So, point of interest. Now that y'all are kind of over there, this boat that's beside the dock that you're standing on, you notice that the boat is the same height of the dock, and the ice looks like it comes up right to the underside of the dock, and there's like this much of the boat that's actually like above the ice. So the rest, it's like
It's sitting
frozen. It's not fucking moving.
So it's thick ice,
Where you guys are, yes.
which I mean makes sense. It's closer to shore.
So you begin to walk to your L.
I will slowly follow behind him 20
Start
feet.
walking that way.
So if he's there, I'll be here
Okay.
I'll follow too.
because I'm fairly heavy compared to the rest of these guys.
Okay.
Me
Continue
weighing my
going.
whole 35 pounds.
What's up?
I mean, I could probably summon an eagle or
Yeah,
an owl to,
Continue.
but even then, if we'd done that, it's a matter of weight on the ice, and the bird's not going to touch the ice.
Now,
So,
as you're walking, Kirk,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do something that we're used to, but I'm gonna flavor it slightly different. Instead
Okay.
of click, you hear crack.
Okay.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to take my rapier and stab it into the ice in front of me to hold me from falling in.
Garmin,
You're cracking it more.
you start to hear an echoing crack,
yeah.
and it echoes. And you see Kirk grab his rapier and stab it. What are you doing?
So I'm going to rush backwards and land my stomach on the ice.
Just
Closer.
to jump back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Kind of jump towards him.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Well, there goes that last life you had.
So we're on solid ground.
You are on the
I've
edge of
been
the.
on
Like
my
kind of sloping down.
nine
Okay.
life. What do you mean?
All right. You hear the crack echo, and it bounces off of like. I wish I could make the fucking noise,
Yeah.
but it's like that.
The sound of ice
Yeah.
cracking is so...
That fucking shit that echoes off of everything, and it makes everyone just stop. They know fuck. Kirk, you stab down, and for a second, okay, and then the crack begins again. One big crack begins, and you now see it start to crack around you, starting from where the rapier was. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit, dude.
Man.
Rolling low.
This ice is probably almost as thick as you are tall.
Can I do my flash of
Trying to
genius?
crack.
I think you're too far.
Except exactly where you are, obviously.
What's the range on your flash of genius?
Oh, what is that, ratchet?
Can I make my rope into a lasso?
Oh, yeah, too bad.
You can begin to.
I will be
I'm
into
too
that.
How far is it from you?
Probably.
Yeah. Do I need to roll anything?
No,
Go
for
ahead.
me,
Yep.
Tim.
We'll go.
1, 2.
Did you know what my god?
Mage hand is 10 pounds. And 25 pounds too heavy.
He's sitting there doing like, how can I guess unfuck this? Oh man.
Hearing this, should I be able to give him bardic inspiration?
What's the distance?
60 feet. It's like 45 feet of distance.
He's within.
Okay.
You are
You fucking idiot!
65 feet.
And it's what, a D6 for you?
1d6.
Huh?
After you get in half of that, you want flash of genius?
You could sprint down the coast.
Or,
Yeah, I don't have anything to...
You done fucked up, Aaron?
That's it? You said a dex saving throw?
Yes.
So that's already a dirty 22.
Okay.
Should I roll this bardic? Well, that would be telling me that. You know what? Fuck it. Add an extra 6 to that.
Okay.
Dirty 28.
Okay.
Super dirty 28.
So you notice that as that rapier plunges into the ice and starts to crack, your rapier slides down a little further, and you realize, oh shit! You peel it back, and you just reach off to the side as the ice below you seems to be thinner, and it starts to collapse into the water, and you begin to fall in. However, you're held on by the rapier, but you get soaked up to about here as you're reaching. And you all see him fall into a small little false ice hole, I guess.
What can I do here?
I would like to attempt to pull myself out.
Give me a strength check.
Oh shit, I don't know what that was. I pulled it back and it rolled.
Roll again.
Okay, that is a mighty 6.
Getting into the water like this, you have froze on. However, instantly, you start to hyperventilate, and you can't catch your breath, and you begin to instantly feel the wetness and the cold. So your hand starts to what's the word? Hypolix.
Hypothermia?
Oh, not the other fucker. Anyway, not hypothermia yet.
Going to shock.
But while you're hyperventilating, you are shaking on your rapier, and you're unable to pull yourself free.
I'm going to drop my backpack where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to crawl over at the edge of where it's cracked. I'm going to reach out a hand to grab him.
As you're crawling.
Is my shit ready to go?
Yep.
All right. I want to toss him like a lasso, kind of.
Okay.
And I'll just hold on for where I'm at.
And then if I'm close enough at this point, maybe about 20 feet, I'll toss the lasso out to him and tell him to grab it with his hand, with his free hand.
Give me a dex check.
Me? Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
Just a check.
10.
The rope goes out. It lands in the water next to him, and it's right beside you. So you can probably,
I'll reach out for it and grab
so
it.
you grab hold of the rope. Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
go next to him, see the rope being thrown. It's like, okay, something's being done.
And then I'm going to get up to my knees. I'm going to yell for them, pull. And I'm going to start pulling this rope to get him out.
Easy enough. He's a very tiny being, and you guys are not. Kevin just does this, and
He launches me out of the water.
weird thing, you're like completely dry now. You see like the shape of like water where Kirk was.
Looks like Kirk too.
Yeah, so Kirk, you are soaking wet.
Okay.
And I can put all this stuff back on.
But you are safe. And there is if you want to throw that's not the right one. Oh, right there. Okay. Where you were, just throw that down there.
Right about
Yep.
there, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the hole.
Close
Yeah.
enough.
Okay, so before going back
And you
out,
gather yourselves.
I'm gonna go and grab my ice picks from my bag,
Okay.
and I'm gonna dual wield them.
Okay.
And on my stomach, I'm gonna just.
I think stabbing the ice is not.
Not the smartest of ideas there.
Oh, 6 times you hear crack.
Well, as I'm so. Let me better explain this. As I'm doing this, I'm like sprawled out on my stomach.
Yeah.
I'm not
Displacing
like
your weight.
digging into the ice. I'm using the ice pick to like
Pull you.
pull me, but also
Check
like
the depth of the.
yeah,
the density
check
of the
the
ice.
thickness of
Okay.
it and pull myself.
Give me a survival check.
I'm gonna shout over.
You got that rope. I can't just give you shit. You just walk across this ice. Y'all are really acting like some level 2s here.
Who said I let go of the rope? Nobody said I let
Do you have
go.
the rope tied around your waist?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
That's what I
I'm
figured.
holding on to him.
Okay.
Survival check, he said?
Yes.
Let's see what's going on.
That's the end of Kirk Backwood.
16.
It's slow going, but you are able to edge yourself around the hole that you just made, spitting out it as you walk by, as you crawl by. Instantly freezes to your lips. But you do make it to the dock. And as you were going and testing out the ice, the path that you took, with a little bit of the light permafrost layer of snow, y'all can see like where his body was like floundering around.
And the little tiny tick marks.
Tick marks, right?
What kind of monster was this?
Yep. You can see the path that he took, and he is now at the dock. At the dock, you can see a kind of rime-covered, rotting-ish, frozen, like, post. I want to say lamp post, but it's one of those that go up and then has the bracket that comes out. Hanging from it is a large bell with a rope dangling from the center of it, and there's a nodule just inside it. And the whole thing looks to be frozen solid, like the rope is solid, and it's like connected by spiderweb rime to the bell.
I'll look back to them on the shore and I'll just kind of like motion with one of my ice picks and like, should I hit this?
I think we should all go over there first.
Agree. However, I get the feeling we're gonna get stranded over there.
Well, I mean, if the pictures say anything, then maybe.
Don't you roll for that?
I'm gonna stay behind.
May get stranded.
I'm gonna stay behind and just put away my hand axe and
That's how
javelin
that's a
and
PK
pull out the opals, like, just in case. I'm gonna keep my bow ready. I'm just, you know.
I'm not going to follow behind. I'm going to stay on this side of the docks with the boat just in case some shenanigans pop off.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody else going over there?
I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Everyone's like, not
So you're going over or are you staying?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go over. Is the rope like the rope?
The rope's now taut. Like
Yeah.
it was longer than 50 feet because of the way it is right now. But you were like at the very end of it.
Okay.
We're going
But you
Yanks
follow
fine
his
anyway.
path around. You should be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
You
do.
were coming over as well or you were...
No, I'll just sit back,
Okay.
but I'll just keep watch.
Okay. So you think I should ring this?
You just hear in your mind, it's like, oh, fucking ring it.
Yeah, let's ring it. It's frozen over, right?
Okay. And I'll
The whole
take
thing's frozen over.
I'll take the tip of my ice pick and I'll just
Just pick away.
hit the bell a couple of times, assuming that I break through the layer of ice on it.
Give me a strength check or a dexterity. Either one.
You gotta go with Dex. Well, you get a +1 to both. You're fine. That's the most flat stat bar I've ever seen.
7.
Was it strength or dex?
It was Dex.
Okay. So your ice pick catches a few spots and chips a bit off, but keeps sliding off the edge of the bell. And you can't seem to quite do it the way you want to do it. Well, you want to give it a try?
He ripped one of the ice picks out of my hand.
Okay, so you're going out.
Yes.
And give it a schwack.
Yep.
Strength, I'm assuming.
Now one.
He loses my fucking ice pick!
He swings, and it just lands like on the other side of.
Lands like over here somewhere.
Yeah. There's your. Remember where that is.
My bad.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like,
really?
You got it all sweaty. It's all melted.
Can I see your ruler?
The grip went away.
That's way over 30 feet. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's
There
like
it is.
60 feet.
I'll
from
try it
me.
again with my crowbar.
Okay. Well, let's do is your tool crowbar. Ding, ding.
So, all right, 19.
See?
So you take out the crowbar before you meet this group, right? You travel with them, and then you take shit from people and just. And then you take out your crowbar and you're like, boom! And the ice just shatters and just flies, and now it's just a bell.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't say my name right. He deserves it.
That's a very Kevin move.
That is a very Kevin move. Kirk Mockwood will remember this to the day he dies.
Isn't that like your third ice pick you've lost too?
My second, thank you.
Didn't you already fall in a river once?
Yes,
Yes,
and lost an ice. I lost one ice pick. I had to buy a second one. That's the second one that I had to buy. I still have the original one for some ungodly reason. I'm just destined to only have one ice pick. It's like, hey!
It's like you're an ice prick or something.
Ice pick Kirk.
That's what he's called, Kirk Mockwood.
What the fuck is going on over there?
So,
Man.
all the rime and the ice is now off of the bell. And now you see the dangling rope, about 1.5 feet of rope, this large bell, the little ingly dangly inside. It is right
The
there.
hammer.
Yeah. Is that what they're called?
They're called a hammer,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You would
Something new.
I'm a walking encyclopedia.
So what would you guys like to do?
Would you like
So
to,
after the ice is melted off and my pick is God knows where on the ice, I'm gonna take the rope of the hammer, look Kevin in the eye, very sternly and menacingly and
passive
meanly
aggressively go.
and bing, bing, and ring it 3 times.
Can you even reach it? Can you even reach it?
But a little deeper than that, actually. Maybe it's.
Bong.
Doesn't resonate though because it doesn't have the muscles to pull the fucking thing.
There we go. I don't know.
There you go. Like a
And the
ship
resonation,
It jumps up.
yep,
Whole body.
Oh,
echoes and shakes everything. The ice around you begins to shake. You see the water in front of you
Fuck.
start to. It hits the right. Res. Oh my gosh, I cannot formulate this.
Vibrate.
Damn
Hits the
word.
right frequency to break a
Resonate.
Mm-hmm.
The
Ice
resonation. Is that a
Resonance.
word?
Resonance.
Yes.
The resonance. That's the word I'm looking for. You're hitting the right frequency for the resonance of the water, and the water begins to dance up slightly as the resonance happens, and it just off into the distance. The ice around you begins to crack, and the bell is then drowned by the cracking of ice, and essentially now there's cracks everywhere in the ice. And a few spots you can see water just kind of come up between the cracks.
Oh shit.
well, this fucking hates.
Why can they use the boat?
Well, there's still ice over there. Maybe if they keep ringing it, they can crack all the ice.
And just crack it up enough. You
Can you
push the ice.
tell them that?
Sure. Ring it more or less ice, please.
Okay, and I'll ring it another couple times.
He's going back for the bell.
Bong. This time,
It's a ship bell.
I'm gonna start heading to the boat. See if we can use it.
So ringing the bell a few more times, the resonance picks up the ice and begins to shake it and shift it. The shards or large ice blocks now are beginning to shift a little more. They don't seem to be cracking anymore. They're just bouncing basically off of each other, opening slightly larger gaps of water. So they're basically like chiseling bits of each other off. It doesn't seem like you're... So now, instead of cracks, there are... Floating bergs the entire way from you guys to the shore. And the bergs are probably about 4 or 5 feet. And between them, there's maybe like anywhere between 6 and like a foot and a half. 6 inches and like a foot and a half of water. So basically they're like floating fucking ice lily pads fucking everywhere.
I'll look at Captain and be like, I kind of make the distance. You're gonna have to toss me or carry me or something. We're kind of stranded now.
You left the rope bit there for lasso, or
No, he had it still around.
You took it with you.
You took it with you. It's like looped
I mean,
behind you. Yeah.
I mean, if it's cracked enough, maybe you can.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Take the boat
out. Are we able to discern whether or not the boat will fit through like the new essentially river flows between the bergs?
So the boat.
I could create bonfires to melt the ice.
It's gonna take forever though, isn't it?
It's cantrips.
Magic
Well,
fire.
if they're bergs, they're floating. You guys can just push along with your weapons or something like that.
Yeah.
If you were to push them away long enough, or take your time, you could probably get the boat out to looking around past the arch where you are and Kirk is. Probably about another 60 to 100 feet is the extent of this cracking that has happened. So basically from all that 60 to 100 feet past you guys in is small bergs. So past that is still just solid ice. Yeah.
Did we notice anything else happen when the bell got rang, or only the ice cracking?
At the minute, ice cracking.
Okay. So I'm gonna hop.
It was loud and it resonated far.
So I'm gonna look at you two before I get in the boat and say, "Do you guys have any rope?"
Yes.
Okay.
Should.
And then how much rope do you have?
50 feet.
I'm gonna ask you to tie off the rope either to me or to the boat, and then I'm going to try and gently and slowly scoot my way to them while pushing stuff off to the sides in between.
So to you or the boat, or you in the boat?
Depends. Looking at the boat, is there any type of eyelet or say like a paddle eyelet or anything like that we can tie off with some metal?
Sure.
Cool. Tie to
I'll
that.
allow it.
I like it. Tie to that, please.
All right.
There always was.
Seeing him.
We're on the very front.
Right, exactly.
For whatever reason.
Seeing. I want to say Dane, but it's not Dane. It's Darwin.
I like that. Darwin and Darwin.
Seeing our Druger friend get into the boat, I'm gonna yell to him, "Don't forget my ice pick!"
And you're just gonna hear back in your mind, "What ice pick?" All innocently, like I don't know what's happening.
Didn't you take both ice picks?
I'm gonna purposefully ignore them and shout back in response to his telepathy, "The fucking ice pick in front of you!"
Can I see the ice pick? Is it easy to discern on the icebergs that are now shifting?
Actually, with all that rumbling,
Oh god.
No, that's what I was waiting for.
you know what?
That's what I was thinking.
This calls for not my roll, but yours.
Merry Christmas.
Give it a
son.
death dice roll.
Just a regular roll?
Above 10, it's still there.
Okay.
Two.
Don't fuck me.
1. Shit.
You look for this pick, but it seems like it may have gotten sucked down between the...
God.
With the shaking, it shook and just... Bloop. So your pick, you only have
As
one
I
pick.
shout this, I'll look over at it and be like,
You don't see it anymore.
and I'll look at Captain and be like, "You fucking owe me for an ice pick."
Should have had a better grip.
And with that, I'm going to make my way slowly over to them while pushing icebergs out of the way so it doesn't break my boat.
Give me a survival check.
Okay, this is going to hurt, boys.
You're a wizard.
I'm not a wizard.
Is anyone assisting? Like you said, the rope
We-
tied off, or who has the other end of it? Or is that something you guys were doing?
He has the other end.
He's got.
Oh, you're holding it while he's going?
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay.
a tie off, so if the boat gets stuck, you can pull it back.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a 9.
Flash of genius.
You attempt. You want to do Flash of Genius?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
What extra?
Let me see.
Because I don't know your stuff. 1d8.
How far do you get? How far does he get?
I'm only trying
I'll
to...
say you get about halfway to where you just wanted to go.
Okay.
How far is that?
Less than 30 feet. You're
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You can move your body there, so it makes it easier. Yeah, that's good. Get about there.
What do you need from me? +3 to the roll.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Plus 0? So 7 plus 2 is 9 plus your 3 is 11.
Well, you get to about there, and you get a little stuck. But you're able to wedge between some bergs and shift them around the ones that are already there. The pillars that are rising above you, one arch and one just berg that is larger than the rest that's stuck there to the left to get between it. And you're able to get between it. And you're able to make your way to the hole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you made it.
Most of the way. Almost there.
So how the other guys get in here?
So as he's on his way to us, can I peer down through the cracks, the open water? Is the water clear enough so that if I were to send down a light orb, I would be able to see what's in the water?
It is Arctic water. It is salt water, but it is. I keep wanting to say fresh. It's very clean, very clear.
So I'm gonna send my orb. I'm gonna split it into 4.
Okay, so dim light.
And I'm gonna send it down and basically send it off my position through different various cracks that I can see.
Okay.
Send it down and see if I can just see anything in this water with the granted dark vision that he's given me.
Okay.
Looking for anything that looks like this rod, scepter, spear, whatever. The relic that we were originally looking for. See if maybe it's in the water.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
15.
You watch the globules of light make their way down through the watery abyss below you. You are not super far out from the shore. However, the distance it travels is probably, you watch the lights go down 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, 60, 80, around 100 feet. You're able to catch a glimpse of it kind of resting on rocky bed. There's some sea life, like kelp and stuff that are kind of just flowing underneath. Besides that, you really don't see anything else. It's pretty deep, though. Looks like it might have dropped off.
So are you gonna ride the boat back to get these two guys?
We do have the rope tied off, so they can probably pull it
Oh,
back.
that's right.
But I didn't know if you guys wanted to stay in the middle of the lake that's now fractured on the only pier, or if you wanted to come back to mainland.
You get to about there. Here, can you give me
Distance.
yeah.
That is 50 feet.
the rope goes taut.
Yeah, you have another?
They just tie off the rope.
Okay. Yep.
Cool.
You gonna continue on then?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough using your last shit.
Last check?
Your last shit, I said.
Okay.
Actually check works a lot better. You get over to the dock where they are. Okay. And you see the bell hanging, still kind of moving slightly.
So it didn't do anything outside of break the ice.
Yeah. Maybe we can ring it again, see what's up. Break some more ice.
I also didn't really see any religious artifact underneath the ice.
Are you still looking down there?
I'm looking and telling them, yeah.
Tell them. You see a large shape
What?
Just kind of-
Hold on.
over your globules. Your globules just kind of blink as you see a large shape just kind of cover your view.
Well, something just swam over my dancing light. It was pretty fucking big too.
Maybe we should
Big
get
for
back
you,
to
big for all of
shore
us.
then.
Well, we're on the shore. Yeah, we're on the shore.
Well, we're here.
You guys are on a
shore is
pier.
over here.
Oh, but I thought the rest of that was like frozen still.
That's all like 60 feet out. It's still frozen. Where you guys are, this arch is basically anchored to like the all the way down.
It's
It
like
didn't
stone.
move.
It's not ice.
It's
Or is it like?
it's glacial ice. So it's not an iceberg. It's like it's hard to explain, but it
it's-
is anchored.
Yeah. I know what you're
Yeah.
trying to say.
Well, I mean,
Also, since your ice makes it.
So it didn't really move like the ice did.
That's its last known location. Damn it.
but, I mean, if these pictures indicate anything, it might be. If you said it was a large creature,
It was a large shape. That's what it was.
Are you still looking?
I'm still looking.
if it's
You see a couple more shapes, not as big as the first.
Right. But that right there, and I'll point to whatever it was. I don't know if they're looking at it either.
Do you look over when he says that right there?
yeah, but
You
No,
don't see.
But that
You
right
see
there
lights.
looked like maybe a school of something.
I don't see anything.
Keep watching. Keep watching. It
Alright.
might happen again.
Am I able to cast fairy fire where he's talking about inside the water?
Come on, burn this thing.
It doesn't work that way.
Ah,
It would essentially mark and highlight them, so when they travel, you can see them
For anything that is currently in there, right?
inside the zone. Yeah.
You can try it.
So like when he shouts it again, I can have it prepared and cast.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just make sure it's within distance though, because if it's not,
Are you still in the boat?
I am like on the boat right next to them on the dock.
Okay.
So the other three lights that haven't blinked from these shapes, I'm gonna have them move around, and kind of just keep looking for, like, I'm holding my attention on this one light that's been blinking in and out.
Oh, it was all of them.
Oh, it was all of them blinking
Yeah.
in and out. Okay,
how
so
many did you see?
Large would have blunked the first blunk. The first grouping, right? The large one, then the other one's just kind of one or two as they pass by.
I'm gonna tell you. Tell me when you see it again, and I'll cast. So I'm sitting here holding my spell ready.
okay.
So
And I'm gonna kind of just move the lights around in like a group of four, just kind of like shift them over like maybe 10, 15 feet in any particular direction.
Okay. From the shore, the two of you watching them do whatever they're doing, just kind of like huddling and like looking at things. You kind of catch Nickel and then Leon, or Leon then Nickel because of your passive being higher. You catch over near where the last known location of the ice pick was. You see the ice floats just kind of bow up a little bit, and then like the sets begin to bow in this direction. So it's like
Coming towards me.
yeah. So it's kind of like pushing up as it's going, and it's coming in that direction.
Fucking get in! Something's going after you!
And then as you hear that, you look up at them saying that. You kind of glance over to the left, and you see those last little bits of like ice chunks that were lifted a little bit, kind of settle back down and start to shake in the top of the water. And then you glance at the corner of your eye, looking down. You see just underneath the surface of the water, wood, like a deck, just.
And I'll, as soon as I see that, I'll shout, "No!"
And I'll cast Fairy Fire right where you saw it.
Okay.
So it's 20-foot diameter, and then it's a dex saving throw. And they have to beat a save of 13.
Dex.
This is some very
Yes, sir.
hopeful music. It makes me concerned.
-1. 16.
Oh, so they saved it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So nothing happened. Okay.
So it comes across. What are you guys doing?
It kind of looked like wood underneath the water, I guess.
Ghost ship?
I don't
No, it's
fucking
on
know.
top of a creature. I mean,
I'm gonna get out of the boat now. I don't feel safe. And I'm gonna get up and
Now you get out of the boat. As you all look and just kind of watch around, you see the water in the middle of the large open pool kind of start to begin to bow up. And you see the forecastle, the tip of, looks to be a rather large like boat, just begin to crest above the water and kind of rest and bow and kind of bob on the water.
This is your uncle.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
Don't get too excited.
Bob's your uncle.
Shit.
oh.
It's
I'm gonna
like the
look at
front
it.
quarter of like a forecastle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Nickel what's up. He's like, reel in the boat. You guys might want to come over here.
Alright, we'll start pulling the boat back.
So,
Start to pull the boat back.
is it tied up?
I'll look at
Yeah, we'll
this
say
too.
my
pull
rope
back.
to it, so
I'm gonna say the name on the back of the picture.
So,
We can see what's under the boat
Yeah,
or under the wood.
I mean, I'll move you back.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
Your passive perception, no.
Hold the boat.
It's kind of like with the what it's hard to tell
Mhm.
exactly what
I'm
you're
gonna
looking at, other than just like the
recombine.
tip of the.
My lights
Mhm.
into the one medium-sized light and move it up to the edge of where this boat or wood is. See if we can get a better look of what's.
As you begin
underneath.
to do that, and you say,
Good juke.
and right at the center of the forecastle, air and water is just spurted straight up, and
It's the way
the
on this
boat
picture.
tilts back and pushes, and
Yeah.
it's not painted, but it will be next week.
As soon as you said
Shit.
wood,
Wood,
and then
yep.
going, I'm like, oh, that's that thing.
We're riding a whale. I'm excited.
This
So
was
you
a
see
pain in the ass to print.
I believe
from the picture the head of a sperm whale, and actually on top now, it doesn't look the same as the pictures did, but on top now there is the front portion of a forecastle of a ship that seems to be like tied down around its body.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Really dope.
That I think what did I say, like 48 hours altogether
It
to
was a
print
bunch,
both
yeah.
pieces? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Dubstepper Incorporated, non-TM,
Right.
non-copyright,
No LLC.
Thingiverse.
yes.
And once you say Angajuk, a deep rumbling, slightly. What language does everyone speak?
Common and Kender.
Common, Dwarfish, Giant, Goliath, Loon, and Minotaur.
Funny, it's in Minotaurish. It's not.
Alternatively,
Dwarvish.
Speech giant.
where is it at?
Common, Orc, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
Common deep speech giant.
Comprehend. So, alternatively, I have comprehend languages too if I need to.
Okay. Yeah.
And
You will probably need to. You hear like.
Before casting this, I'm gonna be like, friend.
Fucking Dory over here.
And
So
then I'll cast comprehend languages.
Okay. In that same tone and level of sperm whales, right? It says, I want to try it, but I don't want to try it. It says, you rang the bell. No, you know what? You rang the bell.
Yes, we did.
And he says, I'm just gonna speak regular because then I just speak whale speak for the next 10 fucking minutes. But you get the gist. And he says, only those who ring the bell are ones that wish to go further north.
Yes.
I'll ask him. We journey north. Well, I will say and.
It all
ask.
started on a boat, Stormwreck Isle.
Now we're on a boat strapped to a whale.
The tables have turned.
We're looking for a staff related to Auril. Do you know if it's located further north in the sea?
And he says, ooh.
Fucking killing me.
Don't, no.
Do you know of any staffs or along?
What this? And he lifts his head up, and you see the point of the forecastle.
No, don't think that's that. I think it would be kind of, situated on the bottom of the sea here. Have you seen any long wooden poles situated at the bottom of the sea further north from here?
There's a lot of things further north, he says. A lot of sunken ships, a lot of lost souls. And he says, and my friend, Leo, and Pike.
No, show him the picture. Can you
Yeah.
show him the picture and ask if this is it?
And I'll hold it up. Is this them?
It's them. They were lost. And he says, I was being hunted, and they came looking for me, and they did not make it. What is it? What is the reason you're going further north?
We go further north to kill the Frostmaiden.
Don't get him too
That bitch! The one who froze over all of his Arctic Ocean.
Yep, that be the bitch.
She lives on Solstice
Solstice. I got you.
Island. I know where it is. A lot of shipwrecks are there.
Would you be willing to take us there, me and my compatriots, my friends?
It is a hard journey. It will take some time. How do I know you're not like the others?
What others?
Ones who claim to try to stop her, but lied.
I'll look at Darwin over here. Be like, hey, can you ask Metal Man, can you ask Nickel if he's finished the Summer Star?
Oh, shoot.
And telepathy over to you. How's that metal contraption rock thing you're working on?
Not so good. I'm on the right track, but
Give me an Arcana check.
I kind of check again.
Oh, look, it's instantly completed.
It's gonna take time.
16.
You're starting to write your own notes on it. Better ways of crafting it that would make it expedited. You're starting to count out grams and measurements that would fit properly when you have the materials, or that you have the materials that you need to tweak a little bit. So you haven't started making it yet, but you've read the blueprints, you've made your thoughts, you're taking your notes, and it's gonna be a little bit before it'll be done, but you're gaining some ground. What do you say to them?
I guess I also have telepathy, so I'll pass it on to him. I'm on the right track. I haven't started yet, but it's getting.
You saying that to him or to me?
I'm relaying it to you.
I also have that side person.
Yeah, he can
I
speak.
can.
He's got telepathy as well.
Well, tell Andajuk?
Ongajuk.
Ongajuk. I'll tell Ongajuk. We have a weapon which I believe, through trials and tribulations...
He died.
You wouldn't know that.
You've told us a couple times now.
Oh, yeah. we have a weapon which would actually kill her. It would just take us a little bit more time. Hopefully the time it would take to get to Solstice Island to complete, which would actually kill her. Because believe you and me, I don't like this cold much more than you like the ice over your domain. Oh, great boat whale, Angajuk, masters of the sea of moving ice.
Oh, great bloat.
Oh, great boat whale.
You see behind it about 40 feet-ish, pieces of the ice just flick up and go back down as if Angajuk has flicked their tail up against, like wagging a tail. Roll me so Kep, Nickel, Kirk, and you were relaying.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing all of this? You were just watching what was going on?
I was pulling the rope. I think we...
Yeah, pulling the boat back? Okay. So, between the four of you, I need you all to make persuasion checks. It's a group persuasion check.
Me as well?
Yes.
Okay. I'm down.
Don't fuck me.
18.
Plus
20.
Dirty
Natural
23. Oh no, dirty 24.
17.
He got a natural 20.
okay.
That plus.
It says no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Even with a natural. What?
Roll your ass over there.
The threshold was like 50. You guys broke that like two and a half times. Like you fucking smashed it. Awesome, I love it. It works perfect. Angajuk says it would be nice to be able to breach without having to travel so far and find this hole that he has here. And he says, I will take you to Solstice. Do not betray my trust. And he goes, hop on. And he kind of lowers himself down to where the boat dock, or the boat is right up to the edge of the pool of water.
Hey, make sure they come over here too. We got a free ride.
And I just telepathy over to you real quick. It's like, we got a free ride. Get over here quick, please.
I just want to point out that everyone except for Kirk has just been hearing and then Kirk mimicking it back.
Fuck are you guys talking?
Oh, Jesus.
And
So you pull the boat back while this is all going on.
Take the ropes.
You're able to
get to right on the
to get
forecast.
into the boat. Give me a survival check.
Me?
Yes, please.
Ah. Fuck.
Can you give me a survival check?
Okay, let's see.
How did you roll a
Seeing them take so long to
15?
15.
Okay.
It
You see
fucking
Leon
sucks.
kind of struggling with this boat once you guys get into it, and he's like a cat in water,
I was about to say, yeah.
right? He's trying to swat away these pieces of iceberg, but he gets a little wet, and he just kind of jolts back a little bit, but then keeps trying to power through. You just kind of like stand up, and you reach out a foot and like push an iceberg away, walked over to the other side, push another one away, and you guys start to float towards Angajuk. Yep. And you all get on the back of Angajuk as he says, "Hold on." Begins to lower into the water.
Wait, what?
I'll grab onto the railings.
Yep. Begins to lower into the water. And as you all see the water coming up the sides of Angajuk and to the edge of the deck, the water continues and continues. And you see yourselves lowering below the ice. And it looks like there's a dome, an air bubble that's surrounding just the deck and all of you. And under the water, you can see the kelp floating and looking around. Those smaller creatures that you saw are narwhals and dolphins just kind of riding alongside of Angajuk as his massive tail just propels you through under the ice. Looking up, you can see glitters through portions of the ice, and you can just, you're enclosed. Darkness out past wherever your globules are.
Oh, at this point I would have recalled them.
Okay. Essentially darkness, except for people who have dark vision and longer dark vision.
300 feet, baby.
But as far as you can see, there's nothing but some growth on the ground. And as you guys continue further north under the sea of moving ice, below you start to see the black abyss start to take over. And Angajuk starts to dive down a little bit, and the darkness surrounds you completely. You can't even make out the ice shelf above you. it is silence around you other than you guys breathing or talking and whatnot. And as Angajuk is taking you further into the darkness on the way to Solstice, where Oral the Frostmaiden may lie, that is where we're going to call it for the night. Hail Angajuk!
Love is